the Habsburg.
I mean, like, if I got it when I was like a kid and
Oh,
not a
I,
teen,
I think
that
we're
was
Oh,
back.
I
6'5".
was a kid. I was like 10, 11. Hey, Dad, do you remember my chair, the little rocking chair on the ground I used to have? Like, yeah, the little black rocker thing. Did we? Oh, yeah, you're right. We did just get rid of it. That's sad. End of an era.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure I got rid of mine as well because
Oh, I
it
thought
just
you stopped.
like it
No,
ripped
no, no,
apart,
no.
and like once you saw the interior, you realized it was literally just like a U-shaped thing of wood.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Sorry,
Exactly.
sorry, sorry, my
It was
bad.
wood with
Not to
maybe,
worry, my bro.
maybe
Let's just
a
pick it up
half
from
of
the
an
part
inch
where I
worth
do
of
that
like
thing.
cushioning. Maybe. The problem with mine was all the cushioning was starting to wrap around the wood, and it was breaking the fabric on the sides, popping the sides open. So eventually we just
Hmm.
put it upstairs. Also, my cat loved it, so he would just sit in it and then claw the shit out of it and walk away and just be like, yeah. So it was his chair for a while, and once he passed away, we just put
Is
it
this a
upstairs.
joke
Didn't
set
use
up?
it with him anymore.
Never mind.
I had him
Forget
from
I
like
said
7th
anything.
grade until
Good,
like
because if you tell one more drummer joke,
5
I'll
years
plant
ago.
this.
No, 6 years ago now. That's sad.
Morning, Katie.
Oh, Katie here?
Good morning, Katie. We've had stream shut down twice so far.
Yeah, we were talking about you.
What you doing there?
I can't believe you voodoo cursed the stream like this.
Yeah, Eli
For
Eli
fun.
said he was tired of how self-righteous you were. I don't know what that means, but that's what he said.
Do you know where Sasha Nine's secret lab is?
Secret? It's printed on your map.
I actually don't know what that
Duh.
means. I was just
Yeah, I was like,
Eli
Just
said.
curious if
what does that mean?
because I do.
Uh-huh.
For speaking my
For
name.
speaking my name. Katie, shut the stream down now.
No.
I love coffee, I love tea, I love the Java chocolate, it loves me. Are you back at the beginning of the game now? Or are you just
Back on
in
the
camp?
camp. It's like in
An
the
overworld.
overworld.
Oh,
area.
that's right, because the one dude's like, come to my cement basement.
Yeah.
I think it's actually like a nuclear bunker.
It's a psycho isolation chamber, so it's where all the crazy kids go when they lose their minds.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's also for
I can't
punishment.
wait to- Can't wait to
like-
get my rocks
it's
knocked
like-
in the psycho box.
It's like the hole from Pink Hill. Also, those children are not appealing. Those were terrifying children.
They're
Or are they camp counselors? They're
no,
camp counselors.
they're kids. They're making
Oh,
poison.
no. She looks like a burger person. She looks like Junior, whatever Jimmy Junior's. What's that burger person? Like an old McDonald's.
The Hamburglar?
No, he steals hamburgers. There's
Uh,
like a Carl's Jr. burger person or something like that, or maybe an old Burger King / McDonald's ad that has like a horrifying burger human.
I know who you're talking about.
Family Guy always makes jokes about them.
He's got like an actual burger head.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
That's what that girl looked like. She looked like a burger bun.
I thought you were talking about that McMeaties show. I was like, they do look like those people.
No, I mean yeah, but no, every character.
why would you remind me?
How is McNeedy?
Oh my god.
I don't think
Don't
that's what it was
go.
actually called.
It was.
It was. It
You
was.
don't want
It was called McMeaties.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
No, McMedius was from Invader Zim. It was not
Are
called
you sure?
McMedius. Yeah.
God, now you reminded me of Invader Zim, and that's even worse.
How
No, there was
dare
a
you.
show. There was a horrible show that was Mr. Meaty is what it was called.
Mm,
No, just
that's the
now.
one.
It was horrifying and it was all puppet.
Mm-hmm.
It must have been something else.
One girl had a
Don't smell like
sausage for a
Bonds.
nose and they had to become like
We should write
um
cards.
fast
There was
food
some sort of
doctors essentially.
shadowy being out there.
Yeah.
There's another episode where you learn that the shorter character in the show actually had like an alien creature in its stomach that would pop out and like eat things sometimes when he'd eat, and it was just like an actual parasite that he had, but never took care of it.
You tree sitter.
This was a Nickelodeon show.
Yeah.
They
They're so good.
canceled Invader Zim because there was an episode pilot that had one of the characters getting covered in blood, but then they didn't cancel shows like Mr. Meaty until like a season or two in.
Yeah.
Nick is
And weird.
not
It was well.
experimental.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Nick is not very experimental.
The hell do you
No.
mean pasta is cereal?
I saw Nils looking into a hole in the girl's cabin.
Oh, it's some fucking meme that she said almost things are salads, pastas, or
I think she's just high right now.
sandwiches.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's just
I am
woken
drunk.
up for two seconds.
Yeah. It's what Katie
She's
does.
already on schedule.
She wakes up and puts the bowl to her mouth.
Not that you know that she just woke up, because it's true.
She said good morning.
That is true. I think she only said that because it's midnight, but whatever. Because it's 12.
No, I mean I woke up like not very long ago.
Yeah, I
Wow.
also woke up at 10.
That's true. We all
How can I
woke
be
up.
high? I'm eating pasta. Well,
I
does
feel
your
like this
pasta
is
have
our
meat in it?
Those are not
Katie?
synonymous. Those are not synonymous. You can eat pasta and be high. The process of pasta does not remove the process of being high.
And
But
no, they're
they call it
antonyms.
this.
Being high, eating pasta.
Go, Eli, go behind it. Eli, go behind it.
I can't. I gotta go into the top. I've beaten
I
this
hate this
game
party.
25,000
actually-
times.
Okay, Peter, you played Ratchet and Clank. You
Yeah.
know the planet Novelus? That's like in the first game, and it's the planet where there's a bunch of robots cutting down trees.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's this. That's what this planet reminds me of right now. It makes me uncomfortable.
I understand, I agree, and you are blocked.
Alright.
Why is he blocked?
I don't have weed. How can
button.
How can be high better? What? I don't have weed. How
Katie,
can
are you-
be high better?
Are you sure?
Oh, she wants to know how to get high better when she doesn't actually have weed. I said this already, ketamine.
Pasta?
So you take a little bit of ketamine and you cook your pasta with it.
You take
Or
a little
better
bit
yet,
of pasta, eat some more pasta.
remove 50% of your blood. And that's it.
Remove 50% of your blood. I think that just simulates being
You just
drunk.
live here now. You just live here.
Yeah,
now.
I'm in there. I'm vibing.
I mean, yeah. No, I wouldn't simulate being drunk because alcohol makes there less oxygen in your blood, and if you have less blood, that just means your little bit of blood is getting so much more oxygen so you don't die. So
No.
it wouldn't stimulate
If you're
alcohol.
down on blood, you get very loopy.
Yeah.
I mean, you get loopy, but not like alcoholism loopy. You get more like
I
More
feel like if you're, because you're not supposed to drink if you're low on blood because of the fact that it will impact you harder.
but they might
Yeah.
stack together. I'm just saying it wouldn't give the symptom.
I think it has some of the symptoms, but not.
It could, yeah. I
As
could
someone
see
who's
that.
donated a lot of blood, I have never felt more out of it than down a bit.
Exactly. That's the perfect way to get high. That bear is gonna kill you because you're using your mind to fight, and he's using his
I'm OP.
acting skills. Use
His
his
acting
skills.
skills.
Yeah,
You're
his
right.
chest grab.
He's a he's a psychic bear. He's watched too many K dramas.
Why do they have psychic bears?
Look, this is the test site. They gotta do
That's
something
like-
here.
You're going to go meet a psychic twink soon, so they gotta have the psychic bears.
The psychic twink.
Yeah, it's that guy that's trying to get you in his cubby hole. And...
No, I don't think we can
Currency
call
change,
pedophiles
yeah.
twinks.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, you can. I think it might be
They're just bad. They're bad boy twinks. And I don't
bad
like
boy
boys.
twinks.
They're just.
Are they
naughty
talking
boys.
about selling PS1 cores?
Selling PS1
Why is the
cores?
currency changed again? Why is the currency what? yet
No,
again?
the mind figments are what I use for EXP. These arrowheads are the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
How have you collected 105 already? I don't feel like we've been in the game for you to have that many.
They come in big batches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing that like
Oh, that
side
was 3.
quest.
Okay, that
yeah.
one was worth 3. Yeah. Okay.
And doing that side quest gave me a bunch too.
Oh, they actually give you stuff for quests in this game.
Yeah.
Disgusting. How
Disgusting.
dare they reward good?
How dare they implement good game design? What the
They
hell?
have to like pay you some because they require you to buy some abilities eventually,
Yeah.
right?
Well, they require you to buy cores, the side cores, which you like combine with 9
PSI.
cards.
I literally thought they were using the abbreviation for PS1. And I was like, why are they so PS1?
And collecting PS1 cards. Guys,
That's
that's how you know we're gamers. We're playing the gamer game.
We were talking about Onward yesterday, weren't we, Wyatt? Something that I watched
No.
with you. No, that was Frozen 2, but I watched that with, I think, you and... I
Yeah.
watched that with you guys, too, didn't I?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I went with Wyatt.
Me.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it very badly.
Yeah. Was it just you and me?
Maybe Chris came.
I think I was there.
Maybe Chris. I think it was Dor.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
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 It
I
was
know
a really
Jamie
good
was
movie.
there because Jamie was specifically like, I can't wait to watch this movie with you. I was just like, I ain't waiting a month to watch this movie with you. I'm gonna go watch it now.
It's valid.
Yeah.
When did that
You can
come
go watch
out?
it with your family right now.
Onward.
Waited 2 years for this shit.
Thanks. I thought I was gonna have to eat my own arm.
Oh, it came out a little bit before
It's a
Katie and I started
geodesic
dating. So I don't think she came with us then.
chamber.
I'm trying to remember if she did. I don't think she did.
I don't think so.
No, I'm just trying to remember if she did or not.
No, it's a sixth sensory deprivation.
Got a bad memory, dude.
Hermetically sealed medical.
She just typed so maybe she did.
It's solitary confinement for psychics.
No, I think she's saying because I said she doesn't matter.
Wow.
What? Oh, no, that's not true. She matters a lot.
In the scenario, she didn't matter whether or not she was there at that movie or not. So I don't know if it matters who was there.
It was still really good.
Really mad.
I didn't see anything in there. That's
I think that movie actually turned out pretty well. I mean, there was more I would have like. It was better than the movie Bright, which I was also expecting a lot from, and then didn't.
Yeah, that was very bad.
I'm still gonna watch Bright too.
I don't remember Bright. What was that about?
So Bright's the Will Smith movie that's like the same exact, not plot, but like concept of like modern day mythology world. Like if Lord of the Rings made it into like the
That movie.
current
Yeah,
era.
okay.
Yeah. They're making a second one, which I am 100% going
That boy
to watch.
was gonna eat his arm. You
So
know, you do
hopefully-
what you gotta do when you're hungry.
Oh no.
Agent 9?
That was
But
a
I-
bad movie, I think, because they made it so like humans are still boring ass normal humans, and like they don't really interact with magical things at all. But orcs and elves are like super hyper specific, fantasy, and weird,
So what are we
despite
gonna
them
do?
also being
Bending
ingratiated in
spoons?
normal
Burning
society.
stuff?
That's how they do fantasy though, which is like a bit frustrating.
Hmm.
Also, they were like the first orc cop.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
was
they
their
were.
plot. And that was like, okay, why would orcs not be all of your cops? Because
Let's go to Fort.
they're strong and they're like
Because the system's
military.
racist and
But
against.
they
Yeah.
explained it. Institutionalized racism.
I know,
Very
but
true.
like logically, that doesn't make any sense at all. Because they would be, the orcs would be in like a
Oh,
D&D
are
setting
you
instead
gonna
of
trust the
police
ones that went with the Dark Lord's army 10,000 years ago to
Yeah.
be your police officers?
Eh?
Mm,
Well,
We
like
get
they're gonna turn, like they're gonna turn on us, like.
They did it once.
I mean, we forgave the Germans.
And sure,
Yeah, and
sure,
there's German
sure,
cops.
the great hero who defeated the Dark Lord was also an orc, but
But
No, there is no but. Also, this guy's not the basement guy we thought we were talking to.
No.
This is just
this is a
Albert
different guy.
Einstein.
that's the whole premise. I'm just knocking the fact that that was the movie's whole explanation for why people hate the orcs.
Oh yeah. I did like that it was almost
People
very
don't talk
focused on-
about how the fact that the Dark Lord was an elf.
Yeah, but people also didn't really talk about elves either.
Well, they did. They were just mostly afraid of them because for some reason elves are like super ninjas, like all of them, every
Did
single
you-
elf.
Did you hear us ask if you saw the movie Onward with us, Katie? She'll have to answer. I don't have to wait now. I mean, the plot of the movie was interesting. The only fallacy of that movie was they just didn't have a very solid, interesting plot. Like, I think that show would have existed well as a TV show where they could build up the world a bit more. But they did the thing where they tried to rush too much information into the movie at once, which actually made the plot very boring because there was no actual creative plot attached to forcing us all that story. If they literally just would have made a world and said, hey, this is Tolkien's world, but in the future, none of us would have to actually go through and learn any of that information. like newly, you could just set it as that, and then like if we want to learn more about the world, we just go watch Lord of the Rings and Hobbit and vibe, you know. But they didn't really attach themselves to an actual thing. I mean, I think Tolkien's family would have lost their shit if they did that. Like they would not have probably approved the movie. But by doing that, they just made the movie not as good as it could have been. Like I love the concept. Like, there was another movie, Wyatt, where you tried showing us. What was it? The like World War One Amazon show or whatever they had going on with like the fairies and stuff like that.
Oh,
Wonder Woman.
no, I really like that show.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a long name. It's like the dark something.
The Dark Caboose.
Is it the one with the lady with the big axe?
No, it's the one with like there's the fairy people with like the wings that are like, and then there's like the English. And
Oh, we got
the
Seven.
English have just fought Russia in World War One, and they like took a bunch of the fairies' territory in the war.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Orlando Bloom is the main actor.
Thank you for the follow, Uncle Donut.
And my psi cards and cores in there. And soon I'll be able to burn
Ooh, Uncle
stuff.
Donut. He running. He running.
He's a zombie boy
Row.
running.
Carnival Row.
Carnival Row.
Carnival Row. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's a steampunk fantasy detective show.
Mm.
Looks really good. I kind of want to
Where-
watch it.
Orlando Bloom is a World War One veteran who is fighting and helping fairy rights and like the magical creatures who have no
Fighting
rights.
against them and
No,
helping
no,
them.
no, he's like fighting for them.
Bring me
He's
back
fighting
the
against
Just
and
shooting
for. Very right.
No, the
No,
war wasn't against them. The war was against Russia.
no.
Isn't every war?
Yeah, they do somehow always end up being on the other side of every side. It's weird.
It was a good show. It has like Victorian kind of like politic themes. It does a lot of like multi-story layering that I kind of think they dropped the ball on near the end of the season. It's got like just enough fantasy that's like kind of interesting. You know, it's got that post-World War I aesthetic on everything that I love.
Hmm.
Are you telling me the cook is also the shopkeep?
So the deal with this guy is that anytime he is not in the basement with the giant brain crystal, he completely forgets who he is and just takes on whatever work persona is given to him by the coach.
So Doc Brown in 10 years.
Yeah, yeah,
Still
pretty
alive.
much.
You know that actor is still alive.
Yeah, man, I love Psychonauts.
No, the Doc Brown.
I'm talking to someone in chat.
Oh.
Weirdo.
Acknowledge chat.
Yeah. Acknowledge that there are people watching us.
7
Christopher
of them.
Lloyd. Is Christopher Lloyd still alive? He is. He was born in 1938. He's actually younger than my grandfather.
Let's go to Fort.
Yes, noble Psycho Master.
Agent Cruller?
Tom, how goes the training?
Did you ever play this game, Ty?
Me?
Yeah.
I better go.
No, I said I haven't.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't. I have never actually even seen nor heard of this game until you said it yesterday, and I thought it was a completely different game. I thought it was that Psychophasm game that's out right now, or whatever it's called.
Phasmophobia?
Yes, I thought that's what you were talking about. 'Cause
No.
It just had a,
Not even
no, it
close.
had a P in it, and I just was like, oh, that's what we're playing tomorrow. And then you pulled this, you scraped this shit off the window of your car, and was like, this is what we're playing.
Hey, man, Psychonauts 2 is coming out. It is very...
Oh, I know. It's a cute game. I don't think I would have loved this when I was younger. Its art is very Tim Burton-esque, and I just wasn't a big Tim Burton fan.
How
when
can
I was
you
little.
not like Tim Burton?
It just freaked me out. I already said this. It freaked me out.
Very easily.
Very
Yeah.
easily.
It scared me. Like it physically made me feel ill when I watched it when I was younger. I watched The Nightmare Before Christmas like once when I was young, and I went never again. That's why when I was like in high school, like all of like the emo goth people were just like, we love this. And I was just like, okay, I don't.
Anything new in the
Yeah.
store?
Take a look.
Yeah, that's
Wasn't
fair.
it Tim Burton didn't even direct Nightmare Before Christmas? He just like wrote it.
He just wrote it, yeah.
Yeah.
Dowsing rod will help you
He's a pretty good writer.
sold to the big-headed kid
I
with
don't
the
think he's
love.
very good with directing, though.
No.
What else can I do you for?
Definitely a solid mediocre. Better than Shyamalan, but still not the good.
All right,
Hmm.
go get more airheads and
Actually, no. Shyamalan's a better director, but a worse writer.
Who is that?
Am I Shyamalan, the guy who did the live-action Avatar?
Oh, Shyamalan. I didn't hear you. Didn't hear you correctly.
Ah,
They said Sean something. I was like, what?
it's actually a Sean Log.
Sean Log? Yeah.
Bring me near the
You're right.
geodesic psycho-isolation chamber.
Roger that, Ranger Cruller.
You know, they have this underground railway system that is supposed to explain why Ford, that crazy man, is everywhere at the same time. But he's everywhere at the same time. And I don't understand. I think that's just like a next level psychic ability. So you can just
Oh, no,
stretch
he's-
space-time.
He's actually sextuplets.
Sextuplets, you're right. He copied himself 6 times. Made 6 clones for the purpose of organ replacement and immortality.
I was wondering.
And then they
I
escaped.
came back to immortality and organ replacement. I have no idea what this means.
We're talking about the secret to immortality being cloning.
That is
Brain tumbler?
something.
You guys were logging on to Tumblr.
Katie is realizing the time delay is. She
So,
just called me on video and
what's
she's
this
like looking at me in
hairdryer thing?
horror.
Ready for the brain tumbler. With this device, you
So
will
how,
send deep into
how is
the
that no horror?
you should find
I don't know. It's just something that scares her. She's terrified. She's smiling 'cause she just heard me say this.
Now just relax. This will not hurt.
This is what happens when you get the high too often, Katie. You can't
Yeah,
see.
she's out of her fucking mind right now, dude. She's so lost in the
She
sauce.
doesn't understand how time works anymore.
Tell her to
Lost
say
in
it.
the
This
pasta
is like
sauce.
nothing for me.
Can I just say I love the term "lost in the
You're still
sauce"? It
traveling
just
through the
makes me
astral
feel
plane.
good inside. It's
This
just
is
so
a
funny.
tiny corner
Do
of what we
you,
call
do any of you
collective
know
unconscious,
the
a
Professor
place in which
Vincent
all of
Kutrosh?
our unconscious minds
Yes.
are
Vincent,
connected.
who?
I
Your
love
training
Vinny
was
Q.
Him
Many
peering
of the
into a
connections with
computer.
other
The
minds are
first
still
sentence
not
I heard
developed
out
for
of
you,
this
and
man,
those doorways
he was
remain
peering
just
into a
out of
computer
reach.
screen trying to
But
find a
the more you
file, and he
explore
just
the mental world, the
whispers,
more connections you will form.
like,
Right
but
now,
the mic
only
on the stand
unconscious
was on.
world you can enter is that one.
Lost
Your
in the
own.
sauce.
Step through,
As
and
Vinny-
we'll continue.
Trying to file explore.
Vinny Q is the most obnoxious, awful man who I also love at the same time.
Big
He-
stack.
He, um, he was my professor for one of my comm classes I had to take because I have a comm minor.
Rasputin,
And
can you hear me?
the first time I had a
Sasha?
class with him, I was so scared
Where
of him
am I?
that
You're
I just did
inside
every
your
bit of
own
work I
mind.
needed to. I
I'm not
always
sure
put
where.
like 200% in my work because
What
those
can
are the
you
kind of
see?
professors that I always did
I
good work for
see
them because I was so
a
scared of
rundown
confrontations with them.
gypsy
He's
caravan.
so
Do you
confrontational.
recognize it?
Yes,
He loved
it's
my
where I was
work.
born.
I always got
see.
like 89s. Like my
Compelling.
work was never stellar, but he just loved how consistent with my work was, and it was just out of terror. So like at one point in one of my classes, he like came to me and like brought me out of the classroom and was just like, "I'd like you to participate in another one of my classes. I really like having you as a student." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You ask questions every day." Now it's like 'cause it's 8 a.m. and I don't know what's going on if I don't. And he just invited me to another class. And guess what? I didn't join that class. I joined a different class with him instead, which was the film class.
Mm.
Another really good story about Vinny Q that I think, Peter, you will actually appreciate. He set up in the wrong room one day, but I'm not a lemming, so if I see the professor, I go, that's the room I need to be in. I wasn't just the one that went, this is the room number. So like all of our class except for me went and sat in
Wait,
the room that was
actually, I
our
think that
professor.
does make you a lemming because you just followed the professor.
No, it's the opposite. I know to go where the professor is because that's where our class is. I'm not just gonna go to the same classroom every day. If our class professor has moved over a room, that means that's the room that he's gonna be in. So I went in,
Newton, are
I
you
sat
okay?
with him, and he's just
What
like,
do you
"Where
see
is
now?
everyone? Are you serious? We just had a snow day." And I'm like, "I think
see a
they're, I
small,
think we're in the wrong room because I was
bunny-like
reading the
animal
door number.
thing.
It was the wrong room." And he was
An
just like,
unfamiliar
he
animal
walked out of the
entity
room, he
in a
looked at the door, he
dream
went,
often
"Huh,
represents
shit."
a primal
He walked
fear or
over, looked
memory.
in the other room, and he went,
Follow it, and it
"Fucking
should lead you
seriously?
somewhere
I'm over
important.
here."
Check.
Everybody
Okay,
just
Mr.
walked out
Bun,
of the room
you and I are
with
gonna
him,
be
came
tight.
over to this
Wherever
room. He's
you
like, "You're
go,
coming over
I
here because
go.
I'm already
Like
set up and I'm not
two
setting up again."
peas in a
He just looked at me
Come
later. He
back
just went,
here.
"Could have told me before." And then he just smiled at me. Like, I don't, I'm not gonna tell
Yeah,
you
no,
that you're
that's
wrong.
you're literally the lemming because you followed the professor blindly
That's
into the
not.
wrong room.
No,
Lemmings blindly follow.
that
Yeah.
wasn't a blind follow. That was me going where the professor is correctly. The lemming is the one
Into
that
the
goes to the
wrong
same
room.
spot. No, that's not.
The
Okay.
lemmings would go off
The,
of
No,
their
no,
normal
he
path that
is.
gets them home every route if the leader's
Your
going the
your
wrong turn.
logic is flawed because that's not the situation set up. That's
I
not.
think both of yours' logic is wrong because lemmings don't
I
actually
know,
do
I know,
that.
lemmings don't actually do that, but like if you're gonna use the saying that like a lemming, he's the lemming in the scenario.
but
No, because
No, because lemmings
they
in
go in
that
a
scenario
mass. They go in a
specifically
mass.
follow the greater number.
Yeah, I didn't follow the greater number, which means that the point you're trying to make out of it is some weird flawed logic you're trying to pull from it.
What he
I'm
was is
saying
more
the
of a
mass.
chicken because chickens follow the leader.
Yeah, I followed the spot of blood that was on his neck, and I pecked him until he died. And then
then
he
you tore him into pieces.
I tore him into pieces
Sasha?
with my
What
little
is it?
chicken beak,
Another
and
bunny?
No, this is more of a
I
super
don't.
scary
Oh yeah, Katie
brainiac demon
hates.
kind of
Katie
deal.
hates.
Oh.
What?
Okay, I'm pulling you out of there.
He said that
Just
shit
give me a
like I do
second.
not like him.
Sasha?
Hold
What?
on, I'm still getting some unusual interference. It's
Oh
fascinating.
yeah,
As if someone
that's-
else.
Agent
like
9?
Sorry.
Still have
at least once a
Almost
week
ready.
because Katie and I had public speaking with Kutrosh. She would just look at me and say, "No, oh no,"
That should
like
not
in
have
the
happened.
very classic
We need to
Katie
try
way.
that again.
That's
Oh.
funny. Did you
I don't think I
did
need
you
to
have
be
it when it
Tumblr
switched
with
online? Were you on that
glowy-eyed
class when
eyes.
it switched online
Suit
with her?
yourself.
Yes.
You know, in many
He was
tribal
telling me that the fact
societies,
that he'd send
living to defeat
individual
the monsters
PDFs
you
of
see in
all of
your
his work in
dreams
that
is
class,
considered
but
a
Oh,
not a
yeah.
rite of
solid
passage.
PDF.
I can
That
train
is
you to fight.
so.
Come
He's
see
a
me when you're ready.
communications major. How does he not know technology to do that?
I don't know. I don't know technology either,
Oh
which
my
is why I'm
gosh.
very worried about my communication major.
So my favorite moment of him. First of all, he is a temp professor, or not temp. He's a part-time professor, so he's not even
Yeah.
one of the main professors at Fredonia. He works at James. He works at what was that shitty school that's near us?
Yes, no.
The one Jamestown. Is it just
JCC?
Jamestown? JCC. Thank you. I only say it's shitty because anyone I've met from there has just been awful. Like, oh, Eli, do you remember when we went with Chris? I think Wyatt came with us too, maybe. We went to that gaming education seminar thing.
I did not.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that one kid from JCC that would not stop correcting and telling the teacher about shit?
Yeah, I do.
This dude had the audacity that almost at the end of the seminar just be like, to ask what the purpose of the entire seminar was. Essentially, he was just like, so how are you going to apply video games in an educational sense? And she looked at him and she just went, I just spent the entire seminar doing that. I'm not going to go back through that again.
Yeah.
And then he just didn't talk. He didn't talk for the rest of the time after that. Or at least she never went back to his hand. His hand was up constantly.
Yeah, that was awkward.
I wouldn't have run away. My dad, he hates psychics, and he knew I was becoming one. So
Me
I'll
Did
say
you
sitting
pass?
here
forced
living
me
in
back where I
Jamestown,
had
most of my
back,
friends go to
hoping to
JCC,
distract
and I'm like,
Maybe helping me
No, I'm sorry. Like I don't actually dislike anyone from GC other than that guy. Like I'm not trying to. I'm sorry.
No,
for
I
saying that.
get you, but it also does remind me that, yeah, no, actually, you're not that wrong.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I just don't want to be rude to your friend. So I'm sorry for
Oh,
doing
please
a
do.
blanket statement.
I'm even more rude than you could possibly imagine.
I value 2-year schools big time.
Yes,
Like,
they are extremely helpful to this
I-
nation.
I'm so much less in debt than I would have been if I didn't go to 2-year schools most of the time I was in college.
Fire's pretty.
I have
that's
a
the end of
very
the lesson.
small
You're
amount of
free
loans to
to
pay
go,
back than I would have if I just
you
went to
have to
Fredonia
promise
the
me
entire time I was
only
there.
use your power
I still went to
of
Fredonia for 3
pyrokinesis
years, which is probably more than I
only
should
when it's
have. But
very, very important, or it's really, really entertaining.
one of my friends
I
from
promise.
And if you
my
don't
first
approve
college I
us
went to had like
girls, make sure none of them have
$100,000
on a
worth
lot
of loans when they were done.
hairspray.
They only went for 4 years. Yeah, that is terrifying. After I
How do
heard that,
you even amass that?
it was a private school.
Oh,
Private
okay.
It was a private Christian college.
Private, Christian, not affordable.
Yeah.
I went there only because I got really good recommendations from people that recommended me. I got big time scholarships, and then I failed every single class except for one choir class that I got a D minus. So I didn't go back after the first semester. Well, the reason for that is so private schools aren't as acclimating. So when you come in as a transfer, they're not really prepared for transfer students ever because they're like they plan to have you there as a freshman and that's it. So they did two things really wrong with me. They first of all saw that I had college credits from when I was in high school because I took a few classes, and
Yeah.
then saw me as a transfer. So when I went in, instead of putting me in the freshman track, they put me in a transfer track. So they didn't explain anything about the college to me. They didn't give me like a good like starting setup or anything like that. So it was just very poor structured. But then also, they don't have second semester non-part 2 classes for the music majors, except unless you're taking like vocal training and stuff like that. So all of the classes I was taking was part 2s. I was in a foreign language diction class before I had even taken an English language diction class. I was in a part 2 brass. I was in a part 2 piano class, none of which were these part 1. So I was like in all these part 2 classes, and I just didn't. I was behind always because I started out behind, and then I got the flu like the first week. Everything at that college just went.
I gotta go.
It was just a mess. Do not recommend going to private school, especially if they're not like acclimated for bringing students in from other places, which they usually aren't because they want you there from the beginning because they want your money. So Fredonia was nice though. I really liked Fredonia. Fredonia very much so like incorporates you in and it's just like, oh yeah, transfer. We have a really cool transfer department here. Like I made a lot of friends for the transfer because they immediately mush you in with the freshmen once you get here too. So like they don't just like pardon or like kind of cordon you off. They mix you right in right off the bat. So I was able to make friends like very quickly.
Okay.
I don't think
ready
I'm
to-
friends with any of those
really?
people anymore now
What?
that I met when I
Nothing.
first
It's
got
just
there.
that I
Just that I
didn't
don't
think
talk
you'd
to them
really
that much
take me
anymore. I
up on
wouldn't say
that
they're not
offer.
friends, but
It usually scares the kids off.
then I
Well, not me. I'm ready
I've
to
made
kill for
exactly
my kid.
one friend
Listen, I'm sorry,
via
but I can't train
non-club
you.
activities.
Agent Vodello would kill
yeah,
you.
exactly. All of my
big
friends from
deal.
clubs, like
What she doesn't know
I
won't hurt
made
her.
most of my friends
You
from
don't even have a
Interactive Theater
marksmanship
Society,
learner's permit.
and then I
could lose my
started doing
job.
D&D, and that's
I'll
where I
get
made
one.
like my main
Even if
friend
you
group.
use that
That's
secret
where like
passage over
I
there
got
and
Eli
snuck
and
into
Chris
his
and Wyatt kind of
sanctuary,
like dragged in,
Agent Cruller would never give you a marksmanship.
Agent Cruller.
Never.
and then I met you
Come
from
on.
D&D. I
Be
met
right
Katie from D&D and Nerf.
Where would you?
Let's go to Ford's. I mean, my sanctuary.
And then everybody
Yes,
else,
noble
like all the friends I made
Psychomaster.
recently too, I've met through D&D Club during the quarantine. Like all the people I play D&D with now, which are like my favorite D&D group ever, is like all from D&D Club.
Agent Cruller.
So, how goes the
Met,
training?
met, a, met a few sucky people from D&D Club too, but
Sasha
Yeah, I'm
says I
sorry
need
you
to
had
learn
to
how
meet
fight
me, yeah,
better.
but
no, Peter, you're fine.
Advanced combat on your first day?
Yeah. I had a vision with
Peter.
a huge
Probably
monster
my
with
worst
yellow
experience
eyes,
in that club.
big
Katie.
mouth.
Katie,
I
you're
am
not one of the
so
sucky
glad.
people. You're not from the sucky people I met from D&D, Katie. That's not.
Prove it.
I think it was like an old
I like
diamond
seeing the
poke or
pause
something.
before she smiles, because it's just like that wait, and then eventually she hears the words I say, and then it's just.
Why? What's happening?
Oh, nothing. Prepare your mind. That's the motto of the Psychonauts. Here, this is a marksmanship learner's permit. It will only work when you're in Sash's mind.
This guy is giving me
Complete his shooting
psychic
range,
guns.
you'll get the real merit badge and
Psychic
the
gun?
side
Yeah, I
I
get a
love
psychic
that.
gun.
That's awesome.
Psyblast?
I thought you said.
Yeah.
At first, I thought you said.
Get going.
At first, I thought you said psychic gums, and I
Yeah.
thought 'cause he was old, maybe he was giving you gums to hold on to dentures better.
I better go.
Maybe. Who knows? He probably has
Seems like
that.
do that kind of wacky shit. Who knows?
probably old enough to be missing quite a few teeth.
Where would you like me to take you?
Is this the same company that made? No, this is not the same company that made Jack and Daxter.
No,
That was Naughty Dog.
that was Naughty Dog. I think there were some other people that worked on it too.
I mean, Insomnia had their hands in like a
No.
lot of things, a lot of PS projects back then. So that's why in like some of the Ratchet and Clank games you'd have Jack and Daxter like hints and stuff.
Yeah.
Another Sly Cooper. That game was a game I wish I played when I was.
Oh, it was so good.
Are you sure you are
It looks
ready to
really
do
good.
this? It could be dangerous.
I had one specific friend who owned the Sly Cooper games, and he would invite me over to play it because he was so convinced they were so
Yes.
good. And
Are you gonna
Hey,
pull me into your
why?
mind like the coach did?
I
I
kept going
just-
over to that friend's house for a specific reason.
I didn't really know. I didn't do
Why?
good with stealth games when I was younger, just because I. Oh, we have a cinematic.
Yes.
Oh, you're getting in his head.
I'm going in his head.
Oh, this is horrible and very uncomfortable.
You don't like going into people's brains?
What's your
not
favorite stage
his.
in this game, Eli?
Oh. You know, I was just thinking about it the other day, and that's a really hard one because there are so many good ones.
I mean,
I think it's like all of the later levels. Once you go to the insane asylum on the island, are probably my favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say Milkman was my favorite.
Oh, Milkman is so good.
Concentrate them and release
I think my least favorite might actually be the actress's brain,
horrible jumps out.
or the
Really?
Something so
yeah.
disgusting that it simply must
It's the going back and forth, with just inputting different like
look directly
settings changes to the stage to do different things.
focus them.
Like that's just like an annoying puzzle that like is the only thing I can think of when I think of that stage.
Your turn.
Fair.
I think-
I think my least favorite might actually be the fish.
I was just about to say that's my favorite one.
Well done, Rise.
You don't like Lungfishopolis?
I remember that level being specifically kind of just like slow.
Say you were set upon my
Yeah,
Like every level is entertaining and has a cool ass concept, but I remember that one taking
but you
longer than it
need to
should have.
dispense
It's
with
true.
certain
Yeah,
That
you
could have just been me.
eliminate these monsters.
It might have
Donut
been.
joined
I
your
We can
Discord, by
move
the
on
way.
to the next
Huh?
lesson.
Uncle Donut joined your Discord.
Oh, thank you, Uncle Donut. You were the first viewer to actually do that.
I don't think anyone knows how to do it. 'Cause I don't even know where to go to do it.
I mean, to be fair, it's in my about page that I don't think anybody that's watched so far has checked out yet.
No one would click that because it doesn't actually show a link. It just says my Twitter, my Instagram, like it doesn't actually show any of the links. That's
I
just
mean, if you
scary.
click on them,
That's
it
an important lesson to learn.
takes you there.
Oh, I'm sure it takes you there, but it's still scary.
Our senses roam
Where am I gonna
How
go?
is
Am I
that
gonna go to
scary?
like Porn? I might go to Pornhub or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just fashioned any link to that.
I can't have any panels until I become an affiliate,
why do they come after me?
so I just have to have that on in the about page.
You take
Yes, but I
Well,
was
at the
attached
moment,
to
you're only about
yes, well. the
40,000
brain
from
tumbler
that.
could be malfunctioning.
Affiliate is at 50.
We'll test for that later. For now,
50,000?
No, it's 50 followers. Then I can start getting subscribers and donations
that's
too.
the spirit.
I killed it.
It was just a thought I was having.
Good
And
job
it's
you
not
shooting
dead.
that lawyer.
It is
They don't
returned
deserve
Yeah, lawyers deserve no rights.
psychic energy. Go absorb it. It's
Oh
good
no, I
for
can
your
hear you
mental
like again. I
health.
gotta turn that off. Oh,
Wow.
the stream isn't that behind now.
As you absorb
Yeah.
It
it,
said lawyer has no
your
rights,
mental
and then it
health
was immediately
increases.
lawyers have no rights.
As you sidelight
Yeah,
it,
it's got a
expand
weird,
your will to do damage.
like,
So be on the lookout
dependent
for these
delay on
small,
how the
dense
Wi-Fi is at the
clusters
moment, I
of
think.
psychic aggression.
It's kind of
Yeah, that
interesting.
makes
These as well
Yeah.
to make sure you always have enough firepower. Now I'll leave the
Without
machine
Dawn
on,
here, and
so you
without
can
whoever that
practice.
was last
You have
night,
to
there's just
blast
not as much
1,000
conversation
sensors
in the
to
chat
turn your
anymore.
marksmanship knowledge.
Yeah, why
Come
go
back
get
every
your
day for
friend?
practice, and you should have enough in as little as
You want me
3
to go
weeks.
get someone to beg
3
you for more back
weeks.
levels?
I only have a few days to
No,
run all my
I'm
merit
kidding.
badges and become a psychonaut.
All of the stuff
Ty
Katie
needs
had
him.
liked is gone now because I restarted.
Now practice.
I talked to him afterwards and I was just like, yo, dude, it's a really chill stream.
Yeah.
Just in case you were like expecting very hype. And he got incredibly defensive. He was just like, I wasn't expecting anything. You ever think of that maybe?
Is that why you didn't show up? Because you got in some bitchy fight?
Maybe I just wanted to interact with chat. Maybe it's just how I have fun.
What is this?
It's like I'm just saying, man. It's like
I'm just
chill.
saying, it's chill stream.
You just killed that guy.
Like, I
Yeah.
guess I just won't ever talk in chat again. Fine.
Wow. Is that why you... Is he actually watching and just not talking? Because...
I don't see him in the user log.
Yeah, that's fair.
I linked the stream to him last time. I linked the stream to a bunch of people this time.
Oh. Thanks.
Last time, not this time. You can tell if I had the 6
Look,
less.
I woke up like right before the stream.
It's fine. I posted it on all my social medias and tags and stuff.
I love the Java and it loves me.
Okay.
What?
Peter.
Okay.
Oh, just in response to Kai's song.
Yeah, it's a very nice song.
I love it. Thanks.
Every now and then he'll just spaz out a little like 60s commercial jingle.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Hassle since it's time.
It's just how brains work sometimes.
Raz, what have you done? This is not.
I mean,
I have done
especially
a
how
deed,
they work
but
with,
I
like,
need
programs
cash
to
now.
advertise for companies.
You went for 877 cash now.
Well, thank goodness I'm fairly certain we can't get DMCA'd for that. I think. For singing
Your money when you
advertisements.
need it. Alexander and Catalino, call 454-2020.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a new level in the next one. Of just someone that can't get jingles out of their head, so it's just all ads all the time.
That'd be funny.
That is definitely. That has to be.
I mean, if they do a bigger one, I wouldn't be surprised, but they might just be trying to portray more newer information on mental illness like they were trying to do with this one.
That's good.
Although I
I
don't
thought
know
you were
if
gonna
that's
say
what they're going for.
psychoses.
Psychoses.
Yeah, like the different types of forms of psychosis.
Hmm. Why is... I think this is... No, okay, I think this was the only...
Wait, is this called
Memory.
Psychonauts because he's like an astronaut
Yes.
with psyches?
That
Oh
is...
my
It's a
goodness.
brain astronaut. A brain
He is. He's a psychonaut, as you will.
A mind explorer, if you will.
Shut the fuck up. That is
Mind
not
exploder.
That's exactly what it means. That is what astronaut means. It's a space
So is
explorer.
Nautilus called Nautilus because he's an adventure of League
Yes.
of Legends?
The
No, it's League of Legends. Sorry.
Nautilus. I think that's from some ancient story or something. Some mythological person named Nautilus.
It was literally a
Not-
squid. It was a giant squid thing.
There
Yeah.
is, I think, an actual species, isn't it?
Yes, it's called a Nautilus.
And wasn't it also the name of that one ship from
Yes.
the 50,000 Leagues Beneath the Sea?
Yes.
Because it
I don't think
stands for adventure.
Yes.
Oh,
Which is
sorry.
wrong. 'Cause he likes it.
Which is
Also,
wrong.
Can you stop getting hit by that guy?
Look,
The same guy.
it's hard
Shoot
to
your
avoid.
gun. Shoot your gun.
I'm shooting my gun.
This wasn't even a gun. That was your brain.
It's-
Kill that guy.
It's a brain gun.
Get that guy.
I'm getting brain
Brain gun.
already.
Katie's losing her mind. She wants you to just. She wants to see you kill.
She wants to see me
Murder.
shoot people.
She wants to see the gun go blam in people's faces. Like you gotta. She needs the blood.
I think Katie needs a therapist.
Whoa.
Maybe she needs a
Don't say
psychonaut.
A psychonaut, yeah. Go in there and fix her brain.
that. No, don't say that about her.
Hey, look, you're the one
Also,
telling me she
can I
wants to
just say-
shoot people.
Can I just say this guy invited you to his brain bedroom?
Yeah.
Literally.
No, like I said earlier, this man invited a child into his secret basement for further training so that you can get your special license. Yeah. At summer camp.
It's a summer
Exactly.
camp thing.
Just summer camp things.
Telling
Exactly.
me
Oh,
you guys
no.
never went off with that one counselor to their own shack to like get the
Yeesh.
badge.
My
I
parents actually
don't.
would not let me do Boy Scouts or anything like that because of that stigma.
Oof.
Yeah, I've
Of
never
like,
actually gone to any camp.
I went to
yeah,
Boy
they-
Scouts, like church Boy Scouts.
Oh, and I was gonna, I was gonna say that it turned you gay, just like joking.
Well, you never know.
Gay.
What? Oh, turning the frogs.
I got
Yeah.
yeah, I got frogs and gay.
Yeah, and then
Piece of
I was
shit.
like,
Turns the
ah,
freaking
got him.
frogs gay. Turns the freaking frogs gay.
Freaking frogs.
You know, I did do Boy Scouts, but like we never went to camp or anything. It was always done
Oh,
like,
yeah.
in a building, in a room, in
Yeah.
a library.
Yeah, mine was done out of a church.
Yeah, same.
The one
Mine
that
was in
my
church.
town.
The only
Yeah.
like distinct memory I have from it was when we took it was like near Christmas Halloween season, and like we had a bunch of candies from one of those holidays, and we were making trains out of them. Like we were gluing Reese's cups to be the wheels. That's it. That's all I remember from Boy Scouts.
The game was
Yeah,
actually
it's fair.
pretty innovative that
I mean-
it lets you spin the world around when you jump to another side. I like that.
Yeah, they did a lot of cool gravity stuff with all the worlds, which made it like one of the better platformers at the time.
Are those little orange running things? Are those currency?
Those are ammo for my gun, my brain gun,
The good old brain gun.
the good
Why aren't
old
you
brain gun.
Why are you just fighting these guys non-stop and not progressing?
Yeah, 'cause I'm collecting figments so that I can max out my experience gain like a dweeboid.
Well, cinematic time again.
This is also a really cool level. I always forget about like how in depth it goes with like all of the cool shit it can do, you know?
I like it. It's like Rubik's Cube-esque.
It's like all of the angles of his brain,
Yeah.
and like all of the different.
Some of these things are very creative in their like visuals.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's one of the things I loved about Ratchet and Clank series is like they're every single one of the areas you went to had creative enemies. And I don't really. Sometimes they'd reuse assets, but they'd always actually level them up and make them look different. I think the only game that really had a bad time with character designs was the third game, Up Your Arsenal.
Yeah. Mm.
But the funny thing about Up Your Arsenal is, when I was young, since the internet really wasn't huge at that point still, I didn't even know it existed until I went to a movie rental store and then I saw it. Because I had just played the second game and then went right into Deadlocked. And then they show Nefarious and whatever his name, Jeeves, I can't fucking remember his name, Lawrence. They show Nefarious and Lawrence floating in space, and I'm like, I don't know who these two characters are and why they're showing this to me at the end of this game.
Yeah.
Then I learned about the third game, and I went, oh, I have to play that. And then it became my favorite Ratchet and Clank game ever.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites too.
The story's just like the second game, beautiful. First game's okay. Like the first game started the series obviously, but like a lot of the combat, the 4 HP was just difficult. Then Commando really built like the leveling your weapons up thing, which I loved, like
Yeah.
putting experience into weapons. And then Up Your Arsenal just made that golden and put in mini games. The Quark mini games. Oh my god, those are so
Yeah.
fun.
Those were really good.
Oh, the one of nature's mysteries. Well, he was butt naked and he were holding a banana. I think it were a nanner. Well, it could be one of nature's mysteries.
Oh god, that game had such good comedy.
Oh my god, Quark is comedy gold on this in the third game and in shit, one of the other games. I think he's comedy. I mean, he's comedy gold in every game he's in except for the first one. The first one, he seems like a serious character for too long to him to be really
Yeah.
comedy. You just fucking hate him so much because of the way the story sets him up to be
Yeah.
this weak bitch. Which is weird because he literally is the one that defeats Nefarious early on, but then you eventually learn that he only defeated Nefarious because he fell on his own down into a pit of despair and then got turned into a machine.
Yeah, yeah. And that's where all of his fame came from.
Yeah. Was that one event?
Yeah.
I mean, and then the pirates he fought, the game made it seem like he fought the pirates very seriously. He did not.
No.
I just loved everything about the third game. Third game, beautifully put together.
Yeah.
My other favorite, I think, was... I think it was Kraken Time with the ship combat.
Well, I
Any of
think the
games
third
that
was
ship
where they
combat.
finally started taking the comedy part of their game seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Like the third game was when they finally peaked comedy. Also, I love the names of all the games are all like euphemisms.
Yeah.
Every single one. Full frontal assault, like full frontal nudity. Up your arsenal, up your ass. Up your arse.
Up yours.
Going commando, not wearing underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Deadlocked. I don't know what that's supposed to stand for, but probably something.
No, that was the edgy one.
Yeah.
And they were just like, hey, maybe we can market more towards shooters, and didn't work. That's why it was one of the lower rated ones. I mean, it was still a good game. Like, it was still Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. The story was very... Huh?
It was personally my favorite of them. I just like the arena kind of stuff. Was my favorite part of all the games. So
Yeah.
they were like, the entire game's an arena. I was like, yes.
I like the arena the arena part of it too, but I also liked, as a kid, seeing a game that I knew was funny get a little more serious, because it was interesting to have this like aloof character that I think in the beginning of the game he's literally just talking about all the times he saved the world, and then they just kidnap him and then throw him into this scenario where he's gotta it just feels forced into the plot, and that to me was really interesting.
Yeah.
No, I remember what it was. He was on the Phoenix, which is another thing that confused me, because I had no idea who the fuck that girl was and what the fuck that ship was.
Yeah, that was... they pretty much introduced a lot of things in that one.
Yeah, the 3 was very crucial to the ending and beginning of that game, which I never got to do because I played it until later.
Yeah. I mean, they brought back the science girl in that one, but that was about it.
Yeah. Well, so I liked 3, and I remember now. I liked 3 because of the space combat. It was big in it.
Yeah, that was good.
The first game, space combat, was awful. Second game was okay, but not very big. But that's why I loved Kraken Time so much, because the space combat in that was so interesting. So much customization to the ship. The radio, oh my god, the radio in your ship was so much fun. They like talked about Angela Cross and shit like that. Like, there's stuff that makes me sad about the Ratchet & Clank games though, because once they made to the Future series, they made a lot of characters they had very crucial earlier in the show just not existent anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they never brought anything back with the Phoenix or the President, because they switched galaxies again.
Well, I thought they brought... They didn't bring the Phoenix back?
No, they got rid of the Phoenix. All of that they didn't update to the PS3 graphics. They didn't bring Angela Cross back. Skid McMarx wasn't brought back, which was one of my personal favorites.
Skid McMarx was from the first one too, right?
Yeah, so he's back in the... he was in the first one, yeah, because you save him from Araxis? Oh god, I can't remember. You save him from the sand swamp planet.
And all the sand sharks.
Oh yeah, I knew you'd love the sand sharks because you're furry.
They don't even come out of the water. You just see the fins. What are you talking about?
They hop out. They hop out when they kill you.
Yeah, they just have mouths.
Yeah, they just
maybe Eli never saw him hop out because he never got killed by him.
Yeah,
no,
too good.
Eli, you can't kill them if they don't come out.
Yeah, you can.
No, you're right. You can. You get the bomb glove. Bomb glove cheats. No, it's because they're a mouth and legs. It's your dream.
Just how I like my men.
Scaly, yeah. But no, Skid McMarx was like my favorite character, and they put him back in the remake in the first game, but he's awful. They didn't get the same voice actor, which makes me very sad.
Do you not have a mouth and legs?
No, he's just a dude.
Yeah.
He's just a God, what's the race called? Drax's race. Oh my goodness. Blarg. It's just a regular old Blarg.
Yeah.
The voice acting in the original game was stellar. I think it was one of the best mini games I played when I was younger. Like every single character's voice was perfect.
It was.
They changed the voice actor for Ratchet after the first game though.
Yeah.
To the same kid that played the kid in the Santa Claus movies.
Yes, one's thoughts must be
Or no, it might have been the kid. I'm sorry.
Well, no. Actually, if you try to completely
look this up
suppress
now.
your undesirable feelings, they'll build and build and eventually explode.
Voice of Ratchet. James Arnold Taylor.
What would happen if you were to
Is he
say
What is he
from anything?
all your sensor outlets?
Coffee
Ratchet and Clank, you're right.
Coffee holding white blood cell from Osmosis Jones.
Okay,
Ah,
I remember that, sure.
very
Yeah.
respectable role. Honestly, carried that entire.
Yeah. I wouldn't have watched it if he wasn't in there, really.
He's also fake Slade actor in the Teen Titans Go movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm
yeah.
glad he still
Wait,
gets to
no.
act.
He was a good voice actor. You know why? Because he was in the TMNT movie. He was Leonardo.
Okay, you know what? Sure.
He's actually been in a lot. He played Nicolas Cage in The King of Queens. That's confusing.
Why couldn't Nick Cage put Nick Cage?
Oh no. He was Bucky Barnes in Alternate Adventures 2. He was Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars Clone Wars cartoon. But I think it was just the movie, not the actual entire TV series. Let me look. He was okay, so that was the original. Let me look for Obi-Wan. It's gonna be the key here. Yeah, okay, so yeah, he voiced Obi-Wan Kenobi, Plo Koon, and Rako Hardeen in the Clone Wars series. Okay, so he's done a lot of animation actually.
Oh,
He's done a shitload. He's been Obi-Wan Kenobi in like all of the non-canon Star Wars stuff, or in the canon Star Wars stuff that isn't.
is he still Ratchet?
Yes.
Okay. Ouch.
Yeah, he's been Ratchet and Clank. It should be all the Ratchet and Clank
Excellent.
games.
You've shut down the valve, so
Yep,
he cannot
Ratchet.
maneuver. Now
The only game he
destroy
wasn't in was the 2001 Ratchet.
That's fair.
God, he's done so much stuff. He was Obi-Wan in the Fallen Order game. He is the #1 Obi-Wan voice actor.
Think of this again.
Huh. Interesting.
Super Bomber Man R? What?
Super. I have no idea.
He was another character named Ratchet in the Super Bomberman games. Which is confusing.
He's just really good at playing Ratchets.
He's good at playing characters named Ratchet. He was in the Kingdom Hearts game.
Oh, who was he?
HD 2.5 remix. I don't think it was the new one.
But stay out of my mind.
Yeah, but
He was Captain Jack Sparrow and the Prince.
Step up to the brain
Ah,
tumbler when you're ready.
okay.
He's in Skylanders.
He's in Skylanders.
Yeah, I think he's stuff in the Marvel shows. I actually want to see that because I like the.
There's a lot of
Marvel
big
TV
voice
show.
actors in Skylanders.
Yeah, there is.
Patrick Warburton was one of the main characters.
He was so many characters in Batman: The Brave and the Bold, but I actually really liked that show.
Like I never played Skylanders, but like my little cousin always was playing it, and I just always remember hearing Patrick Warburton like all the time. I was like, yeah, that's playing that.
Their characters get the little wee emojis. Vader, pick up the controller. Time to play Skylanders.
How about I don't?
Is that Peter? Is that your Peter impression?
Peter. I'll be back, guys.
Okay.
After doing that voice for too long, I have to shit.
Understandable.
Voice.
It puts all the horrible chemicals in your body as low as it can go when you go Peter.
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 It's like the brown note.
Yeah, Peter. Oh.
Oh. So did you actually play this game, Wyatt, or did you watch someone else play
Yeah.
it?
No, I
Okay.
played it. I played it in like 2014.
Ah, fair enough.
I got it for a friend's birthday on Steam, and we shared libraries, so I really was getting it for myself.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Don't tell me I am that.
I got it as soon as I saw that it was available. Well, it might have actually been on sale for Steam. It was like last couple winters ago. It was on sale.
I'd be surprised.
Because this was like one of my favorite games growing up. And I played it like every summer, like 5 years in a row.
It's a great game. I
It
managed
is.
to like, tear through it.
Yeah. I mean, last time I played it, I beat it in like 20 hours. It's a pretty short game, but I feel like that's how a lot of games from the 2000s were.
Yeah, but they were more interested in making like a quality experience
Yeah,
because they had learned from the 90s.
yeah. Which I appreciate and wish they would go back to.
Yeah.
But at least,
One
indie
of the
developers are
weird,
doing that.
good things that came from the early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of game development back then was much more quality based before it became commercialized.
Yeah. And now it's all about how much DLC we can get out of you.
How much can we make you pay for one game that we secretly just split up into 5 different pieces? I'm hoping they don't do anything like that with the new one, but I don't know. They haven't done it with any of their like lesser known
Yeah,
games.
Double Fine in general hasn't been doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But they're only what? Are they producing or developing?
That's a good question. I don't think I actually know.
I think they're only doing one or the other,
Yeah.
which might mean bad.
Yeah, we might get some bad things. But the trailer actually made it look like they respected what they were doing. And were like they followed the same feel, I guess. Like it was still very much like exploring a interesting area with fun characters that seem that there's probably something a bit more to them than just being what they look like,
Honestly, I don't know if there's really any big games coming out soon that I've been excited for like a couple of years.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm a Final Fantasy fan, so I get one of those
Okay,
every
yeah.
few years.
One of the lucky people that can stomach.
Yeah. Look, man. I got in on Final Fantasy 12, and then followed up with 13 and was okay with it. So I can stomach pretty much anything at this point.
I am back.
We just started talking about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's great.
You know how much I know about Final
so much
Fantasy?
about Fantasy.
Wow,
Man.
okay.
I know that
fine.
one animated movie, Children in the whatever.
The corn.
Yeah, children in the corn.
Can I just change the subject for
Famous
2
Final
seconds, though?
Fantasy.
Yeah, go for it.
Was there controversy around JonTron?
Yes,
There was.
The-
What was it?
it's
I have no idea.
it's happened multiple times. I think the biggest one was
Wasn't
about
one of them with racism?
yeah, it was something about Muslim people.
Oh, gotcha.
I didn't hear what the original question was.
We were talking about
Controversy
JonTron.
around JonTron.
Oh, John. Yeah, no, he's had tons of like racial controversy.
That's what I thought. Well, I just remember people being like, he's the funniest man that exists, and then out of nowhere, everyone was just like,
Eh,
not anymore.
yeah. I
He was
mean,
very
he.
minimized, and now he's just not.
I think he's still pretty popular, actually. Like, there's
He's
quite.
popular with all of the gamer people that don't give a shit about that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Dumb, but whatever. But also, he, I just remember stopped seeing him in memes after a while, which I was just confused about. And then somebody like hinted at it being because of racist stuff once, and they never really talked about it. So I've just been sitting here like curious. But it's
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
Just his videos have been non-stop showing up on my feed lately because I've been watching Oni so much. So it's just being like JonTron, and I'm like, nah, no.
I'm okay with the funny man that has actually, like, people of color and queer people making the jokes with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like you said funny man instead of white man, but that's fine.
Same
But
thing.
funny man.
No. But,
Yeah, exactly. And like some people are like, how the fuck does Oni still exist with all the shit he says? And I was like, because Oni never says it to like hurt anybody's
Yeah.
like to make them feel bad.
he says it, like, it's very clear that he doesn't say those things, like, seriously, you know?
And also,
and he talks a lot about, like, civil rights issues and how it's fucked up.
yeah, they always talk about that kind of stuff. And also, and this isn't defending actions of people that are from certain areas. He's also from the UK, where like certain words and terminologies are different than
Yeah.
what they mean here a lot of the time. So I think that also kind of like.
But I mean, he also doesn't really say any bad words.
I mean, he drops the R word quite
Oh,
often.
yeah, that's true. And
they always
the
keep
F
that.
one.
Yeah.
Although he has only said that when he has, like, actually open gay people on the stream, so it's like,
Yeah, if they wanted him dead, they'd kill him.
yeah, they'd kill him right there.
Just like Katie kills gay people sometimes. I'm getting ready for her response.
Cloud. Yeah, we were talking about Final Fantasy. I was like, Cloud.
She just went, what? I can't hear her voice, so I just see rabbit, like little like snake teeth.
She's morphing into a snake, you say?
No, she's morphing into Gollum.
Don't worry, Dogen. I'm coming up there
I
to
don't know.
save you.
That's just what she normally looks like, right?
No,
Sasha.
no, don't say that. 'Cause she shaved off her hairs.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna take it. No,
Oh, no.
no, she's
I
so
lied.
upset.
I lied, Katie. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
She should have just shaved off her hair. She should have compared to Gollum.
I do actually like that look, though. It looks nice.
It looks really nice on her,
Yeah.
honestly. I really like it.
Oh, good old
I have
Binding
yet
of
to see a
Isaac
picture
Christ.
of it.
Do you want to see a picture of her with short hair?
Yeah, sure. Send it
Yeah.
somewhere.
Give me a second.
So send it as a DM. I don't think.
I'll send it. Yeah, I'm gonna send it on Facebook. I'm not gonna like share Kitty's late night fun.
Yeah.
The last time I talked to Wyatt. There we go. August. I'm gonna.
Shit.
What? Are you playing something?
I am. Ah, fuck me. Fuck.
What are you playing?
Skyrim, and I just turned into a werewolf in the middle of a city.
Nice. Way to go.
I have like a whole mod that like gives me like, you know, when the moons are up, there's a chance I'll just turn into one. And then I fast traveled into Solitude, and then I heard the thumps, and I was way too far away from any exit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So it's kind of interesting how this level is pretty much like inside Rasputin's brain with himself in it. So like the memory that you get is just his brain having its own imagination, I think. The-
Charles Xavier scenario.
yeah. It's oh, what's that new
Wyatt-
show they're coming out with?
Wyatt, when I'll see your hair, Katie.
That new Scarlet Witch show about her.
WandaVision.
Yeah,
WandaVision.
WandaVision. It's like that.
I think that's what Wyatt was predicting. Cause Wyatt, you said that for a while that like, or maybe it was Eli. Was it you, Wyatt? Was talking about the where like Wanda makes that reality.
No, that was me. Yeah,
It wasn't Wyatt.
no, because there's one of my favorite Marvel characters is a kid that she creates in that reality that just becomes real and has like has like reality bending powers and makes himself real outside of it. It's
Cool.
it's pretty cool.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Katie's hair. Wyatt.
Wanda's child. It's Katie's hair.
No, I don't even know if Wyatt saw her hair, so I was just.
Ah.
There's no way to get.
You must
Uh,
use your
I don't know.
Well, I've always been taught that you shouldn't say anything if you have nothing nice
no
to say.
idea you were
Wow.
We
Wow.
have one of the
Okay.
foremost levitators on staff.
Mental mix.
Just can't even hear ties because we're just cutting them out.
I'll try to determine where this interference is
She
coming
was
from.
so sad. She was so sad.
She crying.
No, no.
Would you
it's
rather I roast you, Katie?
That's so mean.
Where would you like?
Well, those are your options. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let's go to Ford's. I mean, my sanctuary.
Yes, noble Psycho Master.
She's typing. She's typing.
It's just
kind of a
more
cry
cry
face.
faces.
Her crying.
I'm proud to bestow upon
Oh.
you the official merit badge for.
I'm sorry for bringing you into this, Katie. I'm so sorry. Egg lives are important.
Wow.
Don't look at me like that. Is Peter still here? Hello.
Hello.
Speaking of people that look like eggs, look at Peter.
We can use our
Hey.
minds.
You know what I can say?
Then
I can say that it looks like
try to
it would be very soft. Like
I'm
the type of hair that you want to pet.
I'm glad that you say that because that's what she did for like 5 days straight and did not. Huh.
You know what? I can agree with that. I
It was
feel
to the
like
point. It was to the point where she'd like pick things up and like rub them on her head and just like be mid-call and she'd just be like, just like pushing the like soft squishy thing on her head and just being like, I love this.
I can't do that. Touching your own soft spot just sounds like it feels too weird.
No, not the soft spot of your fucking brain. It's just her hair.
The soft spot of your skull.
For now.
You babies? Why do your
Yes.
skulls still have soft spots?
Why do you have a soft spot? You like
Because I
tap you on the
can-
head? Do you fall unconscious? Like, do you like that Family
Because
Guy
I get
character
a
that just-
concussion right there this time every year.
Throw that baby right
Don't hit me right in my soft spot right there.
Okay.
Passes out.
Be the trash can.
Your mom said it was okay to do though. That was the part that blew my mind.
Let me show you
I
something.
was
Yeah.
like, yeah, the shoes are upstairs.
Aim your toss.
That would drive me nuts. If my mom, because my mom did that shit too. She'd be like, yeah, you can do this thing. That's totally acceptable. And then immediately turned on me and be mad about that thing. And I'm like, oh my god. Like you said, I can do it. And then she tried to go back and always just be like, that's not what I meant, obviously. And then I'm just like, well, then explain
Wow.
it, because A,
We'll work on
I'm
snappy
younger than you,
one-liners.
and B, I take things very literally. Tell me something to do something, I'm gonna do that thing.
Yeah.
Or at least attempt to get as close to that thing. Like, there was one thing that she'd always do. She'd say, you don't have to have a curfew. Like, that doesn't bother me, as long as it's not ridiculous, like 4 a.m. But at least tell me where you are. So, all the time I would tell her where I am, but then if it was late when I tell her where I was, she'd be like, but it's late now. so now you're in trouble. And it's like, what? You told me to tell you where I am. I'm doing that. But because it's late, it's now void. It just didn't make any sense whatsoever. It was just situational to what she wanted to deal with at the time, like not wanting to drive to pick me up and things and stuff like that. It's just selfish behavior.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore. Also, I'm not a child anymore, so that's probably a big reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the chat? Welcome to the chat room.
Well,
We have double. Double.
double? Double what?
Double
The amount
who's
of
watching
people
it than us.
No, we don't actually, because there's 4 of us in here, Ty.
Peter!
I don't.
No.
I don't count as a viewer of my own stream, so.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if mods count as viewers, do we?
We do. No, we don't. No, we don't. You're right. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I don't think we count as viewers.
Oh no, is it cutting out again? Okay.
Because
no.
it's users in chats, it's not just viewers. So we can't get your numbers up just being here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that just means that there's more people watching it, which I appreciate.
This game a lot more if I could hear it.
I know. I wish I had a nicer computer to do that.
No, it's okay. I'm not trying to judge you.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm
Oh,
judging
you know what?
too.
I gotta turn in. I gotta hear these girls.
Bernard, I'm right next to you. Hey,
Oh, what is it?
Oh god, I heard my voice.
have
and
you
immediately
guys
muted.
seen No Good or Elka or Milka?
Understandable.
Hide and seek and
Yeah, it's not a good thing being an actor not
funny
being able to hear your
story.
voice.
I said
Yeah,
I'm up
the-
to 100.
That's kind of a important part about entertainment is being able to watch your own stuff and improve upon it.
They were headed
I gotta get better with that in the
Yeah.
next few weeks. I want to start recording
The beach?
voice acting and stuff like that. And I gotta be able to hear myself and not just go. I gotta be my #1 supporter of my content, and if I can't do
Yeah.
that, then
Yeah.
You should be your #1 hater.
you can critique your stuff, but that doesn't make for a good.
Yeah, it's true.
You gotta have people to back up that you're good if you do that, and I don't. I haven't done anything yet, so I can't.
Well,
really have
I feel
that.
like if other people back it up, it's fine. But like, if you don't believe in your own stuff, it just shows the whole way
it
through.
shows. Yeah, you believe in my stuff? Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad
Is
you
that
believe in
Katie?
my stuff. Yeah,
She would. She's gay.
it's true. When you said she's gay, she just shook her head. She went,
Shook her head, yes or no?
yes. Shook her
Okay.
head.
you said sugar head like, and then
Whenever I say shook your head, I always mean yes. It's always yes.
that's fair.
I don't ever say this now, because that'd be shaking your head no. Like I'd specifically say
Such
no.
a weird alien man. Conceptually different.
What?
Out here thinking that shake your head defaults to yes.
I mean, I think that sure defaults to no. So
Yeah, I mean that's what
Weird.
Eli does. Maybe and sure are no.
yeah.
That's
Well,
because you're a shady bitch. That's the only reason you do.
maybe isn't a definite no, but you keep saying it's no, so then I turn it into a no because you say that.
My family has this
Every time
problem.
you've ever in your
It's a bunch
life
of
that I've known you said
Some old
maybe,
gypsy
it's
curse
been
about
a
how
no.
we're all supposed to
Always.
die in water.
Always been a no.
I've gotten a few yeses out of his maybes.
I thought it
Yeah,
was
but
about
only if you're not doing self-fulfilling prophecy. My issue is that I assume his maybes are no, and then he goes, "All right, why not? It's a no." Like he just goes with it.
You want it to be a no? It's a no
It's
now.
a no.
It's a
Congratulations, you played yourself.
It's a me. No.
I mean, he said maybe with magic, and then he played with us that one time, and then Katie
true.
was like over the moon. She was like, "Eli plays magic now," and then you played once, so then you were gone. Oh. Yeah, don't send me hearts, because you're going to hear in a second that I said that he's no longer at Magic.
Sure, I'll play Magic again eventually. At some
You
point.
just can't be when you ask, when you're asked. It's just going to be something like, Eli, tonight we're doing Magic, and then you're like, okay, yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
only
don't
if,
have any other control of any facet of my life, why not?
it's only if Chris asks me.
Yeah. Never ever, and I want you to promise me this, Eli, never say yes if Katie asks you.
Well,
Ever.
okay, but
Yeah.
what if I say no and then do it anyways?
Yeah, you could do that. That you can do.
Okay, alright.
Say no to Katie and then do it anyways. Just to mess with her. To break her mind.
That's so mean.
It is so mean.
Why would you be mean to your own partner like that?
It's not me doing it. It's you.
But you're telling me to do it.
Yeah, because it's funny.
I see how it is. Okay, tonight we play Magic.
Seeing the way she gets sad around friends is like the funny sad that she does.
Yeah.
Because it's always so hyper dramatized, where it's just like her world is ending, just like a hand on her face, just
Oof.
like her
Stream
sister
is,
died, kind of like upset.
Yeah. Stream is very delayed.
Yes, it is. I can tell because her reactions are like 5 minutes behind right now.
Yeah.
Dogen, don't worry. I know what your
Also, she's
brains
very
are.
confused by you
They're
looking through the telescope.
like this crazy
That's not a telescope.
thorn-bush straitjacket tower
Whatever you
place.
look through.
That's
Your
his-
asshole, I don't know.
You go to
That's
the
that
TV
man's
lounge.
head.
I'm on the case.
Wait, you look through his ear?
Just need a
Yeah.
little more advanced training to prepare.
That's not a man. That's a child. Also, oh my god, he hopped over a crack. What the fuck?
He's small. He can't. He can't.
Why is he here? Why is he at this camp? He can't. He doesn't fly. He could use his psychosis to fly.
He blows things up with his mind subconsciously.
So he doesn't even have control of it. Oh my
Yes.
god. He blew himself up one time. Is that crazy doctor guy?
Yeah. He's
he
a
doing
boatman. He's a boatman here.
Looks like all those weeks in the canoe simulator really paid off.
Yes,
Oh, so he really just thinks that he has every job wherever he is.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
That's funny. I like that.
Of the fleet.
I'll take good care of her, sir.
And here he's giving me a boat.
Peaceful or as harmless as she looks.
Finest of the fleet. Okay, I don't like that guy anyway.
Wow. Rude. Plus, he forgets about all of his other personalities at the same time, which is interesting. Like, it's not even like he comes out of there and he thinks that he's just camp man. It's just entirely dependent on where he is.
Yes, I also think I'm Camp Man.
You are camp man.
I'm Senior Camp Man.
That'd be such a lame superhero.
Camp man. Yeah.
I'm here with your marshmallows, villain.
What's his superpowers? He can start a fire anywhere. Oh, so he's got like pyrokinesis? No. He's got like a flint and steel.
Yeah, you need like wood and some dry
And if it's
ground.
raining, he can't really do it.
Yeah. Dance party
You know what
time.
else
You're
he can
right.
do? You know what else he can do if he's Camp Man?
hmm If I can
One of his superpowers is racial profiling.
get this boat. Okay, there we go.
I don't get that.
And there
What?
you are, darling.
I don't get how
Don't
racial
worry.
profiling.
Are we talking about racist gay guys now? What do you?
My
Yeah.
Okay,
Go,
I
the
guess.
race is
How that's
started.
related to camp.
Lily.
Is that like a version of the word camp that I don't know?
I made you something.
You don't know the.
Stupid, but
Gulag is what he's
Dogen's
actually
brain.
looking for.
no, just like that.
I had a nightmare where this mad
Yeah.
scientist guy
Yeah.
said he was gonna take
That's
him
what
out.
he meant.
And
Was it a creepy looking freak
Okay.
with a shower cap and a stainless steel three-pronged claw?
hey, that's my nightmare.
So it's not just
They're pretty good with the
me.
facial expressions in this game, though. I
Oh
will
yeah.
say.
And why all the meat?
I don't know.
And the passo
but
game
I
is so
think it's
fun
time
at
to
God
find
Camp.
out where this is coming from.
How come they can make these faces move so well?
Let's rendezvous
But you look at
tonight
games
the
now
old
and they're like, what are
boathouse for
teeth?
debriefing.
What are human mouths?
Because
Yeah.
They
faces in modern games are all rigs that are like on the same rig, and then they change the face around to so it can be done for a bunch of characters. This,
Yeah.
each character is a specifically made model.
Yeah. Plus, they try too hard for it to make it look realistic. Yeah.
We need more
That is
stylized
just
games.
disgusting.
Yeah, we need to go back to the style days.
But Sasha?
Agent 9 said you were the most powerful levitator the Psychonauts had.
Sasha said that?
Just pure
Really?
awful.
I didn't notice.
It's true.
I only work with the best teachers.
Like the kids in Cyberpunk.
Oh my god, they're literally just their little God, what's his name? What's the athlete actor now? Their little piano shrunk down. Like they're like when they made that meme about Squash Piano, that's literally what the children
Yeah, exactly.
I actually didn't notice that the children were wonky like that in the game. But like, I never actually really bothered to look at the children. I was too busy just running around punching people.
You only usually see the children when they're walking away from you, to be honest, because they're usually when you're running down the sidewalk and they're going the opposite direction, or they're going the same direction as you. You don't really ever see their face. But if you stop and look at them, it's just terrifying. Or in Skyrim, how there was only ever human children. That is it.
We're in
Yeah.
Skyrim. For the Nords.
Or Fallout, where there's no children. Except for
Yeah,
like
Once we ate them all.
Could you kill children in Skyrim?
No, you
No.
can't kill children in like any video game.
Yeah.
You can't even throw a grenade where there's a child. I got fucked over in Cyberpunk once because there's a bunch of enemies near a child, and right as they were targeting onto me, I was gonna throw a grenade at them and kill them, and then they all turned on me, and I realized they were all skull level, and the child wouldn't move, so I couldn't grenade them, and then they killed me, and I was like, oh my fucking god. I was so annoyed. The game actually inhibits you from doing anything regarding the children, which is actually really dumb. Just
Yeah.
make the children immortal. Like that
Yeah.
makes your game so much more playable. I don't give a shit if your kids don't die. Like that, I get you're doing it for legal reasons. It makes your game fun. Like it's whatever. Like just make the children so they don't die, but don't make it so I can't even target near them. Same with the that's the other thing about Cyberpunk, because you can't aim your gun to shoot at anybody near you, because they think that's better to do than just to let you shoot at like their meat and just them be like, ow, oh, whoa, don't do that. Like instead it just doesn't let me do it, so it's just like, I don't know. More
Yeah.
punishment.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what most of that game feels like to me.
Okay, now, just between you and me.
Definitely mods for it, Uncle Donut says. Yeah,
Come
they're
find me on
definitely.
the other side of the party, and I'll give you
I-
that
I
marriage for
downloaded
real.
a few of those
Never
The child killing mods.
Oh yeah. For Skyrim, especially when you get like the kill cams where you can like just suplex a kid into a wall.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I would never do
brilliant.
that because I'm not a sadist, but I know people that do.
You calling me a sadist time?
There's
Yeah.
some kids, because they know you can't kill the kids in these video games, so they make the kids annoying.
Yeah.
They do. One of the best things I do in that game, which is just also makes me a sadist, I'd go through and kill a town, and then afterwards there'd be a kid. I'd be like, "Why are you sad?" I'd be like, "My parents died." I'd be like, "Oh, weird." Want to be adopted after I just killed their parents like 10 minutes ago before. I adopted so many kids of the parents that I killed.
Yeah,
Very
so
good.
I'm the demented one for
Yes.
killing annoying children, but you are for
They get to
slaughtering
live.
a town
They get to
and
live.
abducting
They
the
get to
kids.
live. They get to live.
They have to live now.
You have to live with what you've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I super love this level too. Like this whole disco theme.
Oh,
real
is this,
nice.
is this the psychedelic lady?
Yeah.
Fantastic! What style you
She's
have, young
teaching
man.
you how to
No, I'm
levitate.
not saying that you will fall, but if you ever did, I'll put a ball return down here.
The
for
young
you.
man. I don't like the way she says young
Jump in
man.
there if you need to come
Hey,
back
look,
out
at least she didn't invite you into her secret basement for secret training.
Darling, float over here, will you?
Yeah, but
These
like, what if
ribs
she
are
did
in
though?
spin. My body.
Like
What else does
the
secret training do?
like Agent 9 and Mordello are just swingers, but just with kids.
I will say she will always.
That's
when you walk
awful.
away from it, she'll just. Everyone will give you a high five.
What?
That's the joke when you're like when you were younger, like the joke about like people sleeping with teachers is that like every kid will give you a high five afterwards.
Oh.
Like that's the horrible
Yeah.
meme that failed with that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to refer to.
I get you.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. That just reminds me of that horrible like Facebook thread I saw about like this female teacher that like sexually assaulted one of her male students, and they were all like, "How can he complain about that?" And I'm like, "Are you
Yeah.
fucking
Easily because it's an adult with a child.
yeah?"
Thank you, sweetie. I feel so much.
They're just as much scumbags as
Yeah.
anybody else. Like if you're doing that shit, you're not a good person.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It is. It is. I don't want to say it's worse because it's not. That's not what I'm trying to
No.
state. It's like the kid in the situation won't always realize it's as wrong just
Mhm.
because of the way that culture puts like with male students.
Yeah,
like that.
if like the adults are saying like, "Hey, it's cool," or like all the cool kids are like, "Hey, whoa,"
Exactly.
and it's like, no,
So,
don't do that.
but it's still gonna cause the same issues. Like you're gonna have fucking intimacy problems for the rest of your life after shit like that. Like you're not gonna have.
I mean, you can still heal, but like it's still fucked
You
up.
can heal. Well, I'm saying you're gonna have those those problems that come with it.
Yeah.
The same problems that come with it, if not different types of ones. It's not good. Not good at all. And they're always every single time it happens too. They're always like on both sides. It's always married people.
Yeah,
Remember single people doing it. It's always married people. It's like why are you? Why is your marriage to this point where you're doing that?
well,
It's not your thing, probably.
I don't know.
People get tied up in bad failed marriages and they can't leave because like that would destroy their whole lives or whatever. Or maybe they're just not being like fulfilled fully by their partner even if they love them still.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it has a lot more to do with their own childhood and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think there's definitely that ties in with certain scenarios, but I think it's also, yeah, like Eli said, just their own problems with never disconnecting from their own childhood, stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of these women too, like with those situations, they're often like they'll talk about feeling like they're like younger than they are, like they think they're still, like in their 20s and stuff like that, but they're like 28, 30. Like okay. I don't know why this is the topic.
Yeah, we made too many jokes about pedophilia, and then it got too serious.
Yeah, I guess serious.
We didn't even get here through joking about that though.
No, we did.
I mean, we kind of did.
We got here just because I talked about giving high fives in the scenario. Oh yeah, you said sleep with the psychedelic teacher
Yeah.
or something like that. And I was just
No, we were comparing what's his face.
Yeah, if we would
Yes.
be as weirded out by her inviting us to a secret.
Yeah. God.
with her this character would just be like, oh okay sure. With the other guy, this character would be like, oh okay sure, because he's just uncorruptible.
Why did I not go on the what the?
You gotta get good.
All right. Gotta do this apparently. Okay.
See that? See how he's using his psychic ball differently now?
I just realized the lag. It is very bad right now.
Yeah, because you finally discovered that you just had to do the hoppy doppy, and then
Yeah.
that takes you where you needed to go.
Love me a hoppy doppy.
Good old happy dog.
Good old hoppy boppy, slappy pappy,
Sloppy jobby.
plus sloppy hand
I
jobby.
could go for a sloppy Joe right now.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Me too, honestly.
Eli, do you
I'll
want to like grind up
kill.
the meat and make a sloppy Joe?
Can we eat Katie instead?
No, then I'd be sad.
You're not gonna be sad if
Then
I
my-
die.
I mean, I'd be sad, but like, I got Chris.
Chris is my replacement. Understandable.
Chris fulfills the same part of my brain as the love I have for you guys, because my love for the two of you is mutual.
Yeah.
I don't have another love that I harbor in my heart as Katie.
I think Katie.
That's morally wrong, and B, it's just not the case.
I think Katie is
No.
taking it personally that you were okay with killing me, but not her.
Yeah, probably. She does that shit.
I
Yeah.
would be sad. Thank you,
She's-
Katie.
She's such a defendable asshole where she'll like defend her friends more than the things I say that support her.
Yeah. I wonder if we'd be able to get Chris in on one of these streams.
Like to talk with
I
us?
don't know about that.
No?
No, I think he'd do it. I don't think he
I
would.
think so.
He literally does my D&D streams every week. Like,
It's true. Maybe if we play Civ with him.
Yeah, that might.
I'm down for Civ.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll say with him.
Or Humankind when that finally
You gotta
comes
pick
out.
up that fucking
I
butterfly.
think
dude.
the main issue really is just the fact that these are so late.
Yeah, I mean your streams are definitely. I mean, he
mean,
doesn't work now, so I don't think it
no.
matters as much to him. But
Yeah.
no, as long as it's not on the weekend, like if we did like the Mondays, he probably won't because I do have D&D on Mondays, but like Tuesdays, I'm sure he would do because I know he likes to do family stuff on I think on the weekend.
Yeah. I know he does friend stuff on Sundays. At least with like his high school friends.
Oh, but he has D&D on Tuesdays too. I just realized.
You guys gotta
that's-
stop
yeah,
doing
no.
D&D all the time.
Well, I mean that's his D&D thing you're in.
I know. It's the both of yous. Both of
I-
yous.
Mine is because I don't mind if I stack up because I don't have anything else to do
Can't
right now.
stop.
Like I'm not working or anything. Well, no, yeah, Katie can't stop. Katie has an actual addiction right now. Like Chris offered his, and immediately Katie was like, "Yes," like just like blurted, just like, "Oh, okay," like just. Meanwhile, I'm like, I think I'll have to think about it, and then I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it."
Yeah. That's
7
fair.
is your limit. That's how many days are in the fucking week. It's not a limit. That's a cap.
That is
different.
how
A
much you
limit
are
is where you
physically able to.
Yeah. I mean, that's not true because Nikos and Nick, what they'll do is they'll do every other week or month and stuff like that. So some of them have like 13, 12 campaigns going on, and that to me is just terror.
Yeah, that's horrifying. I could never. Like
I mean-
I do Wyatt's like once a week, and I barely show up.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I am there, but like I forget about it until like 30 minutes before it's happening.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Wyatt.
I'm only running 2 things right now. I'm in a couple, but like my mental acuity is really only attached heavily to like 3 things, which is my Star Wars campaign I'm running, my homebrew campaign I'm running, and then one of the campaigns my friend Andy is running. I have like a lot of like mental attachment to that, like just like with my character story. But a lot of my other characters are built more not as in depth, so I don't have to like worry as hard about them. Some of them are just younger characters, so I can just be like, okay, this character has less like understanding the world. I can kind of just do things on the spot. I'm playing a battle droid in one of my campaigns, which is so easy to just not know what happened last week, come in and just be like, ow, no!
But yeah, see, they're together.
Oh. Aw.
Yeah,
They fucking.
they fucking, and that's why they're swingers with kids.
Oh, okay, Eli. Just pick up your weird, goofy Google doll that you just picked up.
Google doll.
Google doll. I don't know what the fuck they'd be called. I don't have a name for whatever that is.
One of those things, yeah.
But I think you run on Friday, right? I think Friday would probably be the best day if we were trying to incorporate
Yeah.
that. Or Sunday night. Sunday night would work probably too.
We do Friday through Tuesdays.
When you are levitating, you are also protected
Chris?
from all sorts of
Yeah, 'cause
icky
we do
things.
D&D on
But
Sundays.
some things
Like those
Oh,
spikes.
that's a
Those are
good point. I
always
forgot about
landmines,
Arcane.
whether you are levitating or not.
Ugh,
So
that's
watch
true.
out.
And Sebastian does the like the 8 or 9 hour campaign stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't physically ever do that. Like, I think the biggest cap, and that was like the end of an entire campaign I ran, was 7.
It's a
7
long
at the
story.
most, and that was at night. Like, that was, and it was just combat, so it was even more exhausting. Katie, bless her soul, died at the beginning of that combat, so she sat there for like 7 hours with a dead character, just trying to contemplate what was going to happen next.
Oof. Yeah. Oh my lord. Psychic,
Uncle Donut, you are correct.
psychic ball. Psychic ball.
Hell yeah, psychic ball.
We
We
got psychic
did.
ball.
We did do 8 hours in Amber Hollow, and that was just killing fucking spiders for 8 hours.
And then you had some weird pornographic session in our public Discord.
Oh my god, I know, yeah. I mean, Amber Hollow has just become, I think, everyone's outlet in that campaign to relive high school in the way they wanted to. I think
Become
it's
the
really
true
attached to
furries they've always been.
Yeah. I think it's attached to everyone's psyches now, where they're just reliving the moments that made them happy because none of them are actually happy anymore because of COVID.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm bullying everyone. I don't actually.
Wait, you're not wrong. Keep going.
I keep bullying them, it's fine.
Katie's living out her fantasy of having 1,000 piercings. Nikos is living out his fantasy of being the superior King Arthur German true blooded sword wielding football player. Nick's living his fantasy of being a fancy, super focused in classes white girl.
Ready? Get set.
Scott's living his dream of being a punk rocker.
And having sex.
No, Addie's with nice werewolf boy. Kyle's living his dream of being werewolf. Werewolf team. I'm living my fantasy of just playing a character that's me, but meaner.
Understandable.
Ah,
Yeah.
so me.
You've always wanted to be
Yeah.
mean.
Peter, I shit you not, you literally are like a clone of me when I was younger. Just in appearance and in like personality.
Oh, I completely believe it. I walked into the first D&D thing. You were wearing the same hat as me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
God,
Do you want to see a picture of me that I'll send to you, Peter? Let me find it.
Yo, speaking of that hat, Ty, I got that exact hat that you and Peter always wear for
Yeah,
Christmas.
the Newsies cap.
Yeah, my grandmother got it for me, and she was so excited. She's like, "Oh, it looks so nice on you. It's so good. I've got a perfect fit." And it's like, "I hope you wear it around." It's like,
no, I
don't know if
will.
can wear this.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Shoot.
I do not think my head shape fits it at all. Like stylely. Like it fits my head fine.
That's fair.
Alright, this is the most me looking like Peter pick. Peter, Ty. I'm gonna share this in Eli's Discord just because I think it's funny. We're gonna put it in meme.
Okay.
So this is, Peter, this is what I looked like when I was like your body weight size.
You did it. You are quick like greasy lightning.
I'm scared to
I'm
look
so
at this.
proud of you, darling. You're so fast. You'll be at my party in no
Guy
time.
next to me is married now.
Oh, that's disgusting.
But I'm wearing a Venom shirt.
Okay, if you
Because I didn't know how to
wanna
dress
where
myself
the
with it.
action is, you're going to have to do
My
a lot
God.
of floating in
It
this room,
actually
baby.
is just
Good
me with
thing
short
you're
hair.
so light on your
1 second, there's me in a cowboy hat. Let me find it. It's actually a really good picture of me.
Is it?
Not that one. That one's not. Ooh.
It's just gonna become you looking at pictures of yourself, complimenting yourself.
No, I didn't like the way I looked in these pictures at all. I did not like being that skinny. It was not very. That was not good happy times. I like having a little bit of weight.
Yeah, that's fair. I kind of like having weight, but I would like to work out more, just because doing nothing all day has sucked all life from me.
It would, but the introvert part of my brain has just fallen in love with that kind of sense of I can just tell people no at any point that I'm not that I don't want to do anything. Which I mean I could also get from work because when you're working, you just be like, oh, I'm working that day. Peter, I sent you another picture of me.
This time it's just a nude.
Pretty much.
Say that like I'm going to complain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is how you say very nice.
Yeah. So there was this kid named.
That is how you say, send me nudes.
There was this kid named Callan when I went to school at that private school, and we didn't know anything about his last name. We didn't know what major he was. He just would hang out at the Nerf club with us sometimes, but even then, he didn't always like come to Nerf club. But he was in the same building as us, our Shen, which is the name of the building, and he was
so
just this
Callan
curious.
lived in our set.
What?
Are you losing track?
I'm. So his name is Talon. He
Uh-huh.
lives
His
in
name is
something
Talon.
called Arsene.
No, Shen.
Shen. That's even worse. Oh god.
Yeah, so he's a League of Legends character. He was a League of Legends character. So anyways, he really cool guy. He was always very nice, but he was very quiet, very soft-spoken, and he wore that hat all the time. So one day I just went up to him and I was just like, "Can I wear this?" And he went, "Yes." And he didn't speak very good English. I don't know what language he spoke. He just didn't speak English that much, so all he'd really say is yes or no with things. But he was a really nice guy. So I took his hat for a while, and I forgot to give it back to him for like a day. And I finally gave it back to him, and he went, people saw my hair. And then he took it from me a bit upset, and then he just smiled at me.
Oh.
And
I knew a few people like that couldn't stand having their hair being seen.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, my hair is disgusting. If I leave the house without a hat, assume it's an emergency.
Yeah,
I
I've
like
seen
your
Peter's
hair.
before. I've seen Peter's hair before. I don't agree with Eli, Peter.
Well,
Peter,
okay.
support your hair hate. Peter.
Peter, I also hate your hair. Just saying. No.
Hey, what the fuck? That's my friend.
I see how it is.
You know, incoming Katie message soon that's just like, Peter, no, don't hate your hair.
That's if Katie's
Actually, I don't
still
know.
here.
Yeah, I mean, Katie's still here. I just don't know if she likes Peter that much.
Wow, that's rude.
We don't talk about that, Eli.
No.
I'm crying. I don't know what Katie was talking about when she said that, but
Something about liking Peter's hair. Is that what this is?
no, that was now. Earlier, she said we don't talk about that, Eli.
Ah,
Lately, I've grown my hair out a lot, and it looks a lot better when it's long than it does when it's short.
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I actually do like your hair when it's longer.
I like my new long hair. It's very nice.
Yeah. I mean, I like growing mine out, and also I'm just like, the longer I keep my hair for longer, the less I have to worry about the day that I don't have it.
Maybe one of these days I
Oh.
can get a picture of it, not in headphones.
Yeah, do it. Do it. I love the pictures of you when you were younger, where it's just Eli smiling within long hair.
I was so edgy. That was my edgy hair.
You without facial hair terrifies me because it's like incomplete Eli.
That's true. It practically was. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I feel like I had
You're trying to
enough.
rock that. Oh, sorry.
I had enough mental problems at that point in time that I just was not a complete human being yet.
That's valid. I could also see you were rocking that crustache early on too, like trying to get ready for that point where you need to have that that facial hair.
I mean, yeah, growing out a full beard is very much just having very awkward half facial hair for a long time until it can fully grow out.
Not to like, I'm not trying to be one of those people that's like, I had supreme genes like Fred Wyatt does all the time. But like my
Yeah.
facial hair came in like pretty solid all at once. Like,
I just won't lie. I'm a liar.
Yeah, well, you can't grow a beard, so
I can grow a beard. I can't grow a mustache.
Yeah, you get the the towny hair, the towny facial hair,
Towny
is what I
hair.
call it, which is like the chin strap bottom beard hair. It looks nice on you though. Like whenever I've seen it, you get the villain chin hair very well, like that little bit of long chin hair. Always looks really nice.
And I don't actually grow out a full beard much because I have a scar on my chin and it's very visible if I grow out a beard because you can just see a giant streak of no hair.
One of my friends when I was younger stayed after like a Christmas party, and they just came at me at one point during the day and they were like, "I want to shave your face," and I was like, "What?" And I was like very confused. They were like, "I just need to see something." I'm like, "Okay." So they shaved my face down to that chin strap of beard, and I was so terrified that I like whipped it out of their hand and immediately shaved it off and just like went in my room and hid for like 2 days because I was just like that was terrifying.
Oh no.
I looked such like just a shithead. Like it just looked so awful with just the chin and sideburns down into hair. I looked like a pirate. I looked like the pirate chef that come out with a big bucket of like beans and ugh, I hated it.
Yeah.
Graphics in this game are just always awkwardly nice in certain areas.
Yeah.
Just stop showing me the sky and it looks pretty.
Yeah. They've got a lot of really cool stylistic decisions.
It's zoomed out for sure. Like zoomed into this wood floor, and that rope looks like it's made out of paper. But like right there, that looks beautiful.
I mean, that's why it has a fixed length, because it's not gonna look pretty if you zoom in or get closer to it with the camera.
It's just too bad the combos force you to zoom in for some reason, which makes no sense.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be to add to like the weight of the attack, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. But yeah, I think you guys missed it, but a witch cursed his family. So now water is always trying to just actively kill him and drag him in.
Like my life.
A witch cursed you?
No, water's constantly trying to kill me.
I see.
I got bad news. Humans are like 70% water.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's
That's why
terrible.
Peter's gonna die today.
I mean, water. I've almost died by water-related reasons 3 times.
Oof.
So,
It can't be good.
depending on how you look at it, either the 3rd time's the charm, and therefore I'm immortal because they fucked it up, or I've used my 3 chances and I'm dead the next time.
You just been to Seabreeze?
Nah. What?
Seabreeze up in Rochester?
I don't think they're around anymore.
Is that
Are they
a
not?
water park?
Yeah, have you ever been
Water
there?
park theme park. It's like divided down the middle. Half of it's a water park, half of it's a theme park.
So Seabreeze, one of the attractions they had there was the big bucket of water that like spills. But what they don't warn you is sometimes if it spills too much, it's like just getting hit if the whole thing actually was pouring on you. Because usually it'd pour down like a ramp kind of thing. But sometimes it would pour out and it would just be that like half a ton of water just hitting you. So I was under it once when I was like 10 and I was just like, oh, this is fun. And my parents were, or I think it was just my dad and my grandmother were there and my brother. And they were like chuckling because they could see the water bucket about to fall and I was like sitting there, I was having fun. And then it like destroyed my life. I like flat against the ground. And I fucking hate it because they make the grounds in those park, like in pools and stuff like that, public pools, like course. So that you don't slip, but that's asinine to me because I'd rather slip than just ruin the bottoms of my feet and my knees when you do fall. Like I'd rather fall and just conk on hard cement than like scrape against the coarse pumice stone that they used for all the floors in those parks. It was just awful. Every experience I ever had from going to water park when I was a kid was just be covered in scrapes and brush burns and like that from that stuff, and I always just would go home in pain and miserable.
Yeah.
Awful.
I
hate it.
haven't gone to many water parks. I think one of the... I went
Six
to
Flags
a...
was kind of watery.
Yeah. They had some water rides. I never really went on them, though.
great. You want to drink piss water for 6 hours and then go home? It's like, okay.
Damn right.
Cool,
There's
I guess.
there's there was a really good one that we were gonna go as a friend group before COVID hit. Remember Emily brought it up, the one in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah.
'Cause she wanted to have us all go down to that one because there's an indoor water park and it's actually really good. Like they got a nice lazy river.
I've driven past that before.
Yeah, it's nice there. I think it's only like $30-$45 or something like that. $35-$45 like to get in. Which I mean isn't great if you're staying there for like multiple days, but like for one day just gonna visit. It's nice. I've been there like twice.
You know what I remember from Seabreeze doing all the time would be you always go, you start off in the water park.
Yep.
You get all your water fun, and then to dry off, you go on that one, the swingy thing where you sit in the chair and it just spins you around in a circle really fast.
Yes.
And it dries you off.
I would always do the to dry off. The best way to do the dry off at Seabreeze was the log ride, because the log ride would never get you wet. It'd get everyone that was
got me
watching the
fucking
ride
wet.
I mean, I guess sometimes it'd get you wet. I didn't usually get that wet from it. Usually it was everyone that was like watching would get soaked. That would be on the bridge and it'd like splash the water up on. Another good park I liked but didn't appreciate when I was younger was like Busch Gardens. Like theoretically it's a fun park. Just as a kid it's not super interesting because it's like if you're going to Busch Gardens you might as well just go to like Disneyland or something like that. There's one in Virginia which makes it a little bit closer, but
Yeah. Carousel swing underrated. Yeah, I agree.
I like the carousel swing. It was terrifying. I only went on one once because rides actually scare the shit out of me. But
Yeah.
my mortality kicked in like 7th grade.
You know what my favorite thing was? That I think it was at Seabreeze. It might have been a Six Flags thing. It was like they put you in a thing, and it like it's a chair you sit in, and that chair spins in a circle, and it's hooked up to a thing that also spins in a circle. But like we'll do an alternating circle, and that hooks to another thing that spins to another alternating circle. So everyone's just in these alternating circles, just getting spun around like crazy, and it's in an inside dome, and they put like a laser light show on the ceiling while you're doing it.
They had one of those, they have those at some of the fairs and stuff like that around town actually, because they could be a flying saucer sometime, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
The one I was in was a flying saucer theme. Sometimes they'd be themed differently.
It's not a thing where you like sat down and like it spun so fast that you were held against the wall from.
That's not what you're talking about. That's not what you're talking about. Okay.
I know what you're talking about. Those are cool.
Those are fun. Those are fun because I actually, I watched somebody once that wanted off it so bad they crawled off the wall against the floor, and like crawled over to the person and went, "Please stop!" as it was like spinning around because the person in the middle stays in place. They don't fucking spin the whole time.
Yeah.
And usually they're like on their iPad and shit like that. They don't give a shit about what's going on because they're like, if they watch the walls all day, they die from just being dizzy. So they're just like doing other shit. So that like some little kids like crawling over the center, like screaming to get off of the ride. It's, oh my god. Those things I loved because that kind of like physical repression on the ride was always interesting, to like not being able to lift your hand and moves like that. I can get why some people would be freaked out by that one though. I didn't like when they'd lift off the ground because some of them would angle in different directions and shit like that. Like they'd like lift up and like angle to the left and right up in the sky and stuff and then set back down. The rides I can't do anymore are roller coasters. I can't do roller coasters anymore.
I've never been very good about roller coasters. Fear of heights.
We're just tall, yeah, and we're also tall people, so like my big fear is hitting the bars that are always like right close
That is
above.
not at all my fear. My fear is falling out.
Oh, that too. I was also scrawny when I was younger, so I was always afraid I'd slip through the bars and like fall down. The only one.
Opposite fear, you know.
Yeah. Well, the only time I was afraid of the bars was that Kennywood, because Kennywood was like the wooden theme park, so everything's like wood there. And
honestly, the wooden roller coasters never bothered me.
well, it was the I wasn't talking about the wooden roller coaster there. They have a roller coaster there that was like the Superman or something like that, or Batman. It was like a rip-off of the other Superman or whatever it was, and it was like one of the fastest roller coasters in the state, or in the states, one of the two. and it drops down so hard, but there's like bars that sit right above. So I'd always freak out because I'd always shift in my seat because like I was scrawny. So I was like, I'm gonna shift right out of my seat, slam into those bars, and then fall to my death. Like, there's no way that's not gonna happen. Like, it was definite in my mind.
That's
But
understandable.
Well, my mortality kicked in, like I was saying earlier, when I was in 7th grade, because like I did like shop class in 8th grade. I did shop class in 7th grade, and was like one of the best in the class. Like I did really good with like making like the toy, like the car, the jet car thing that you make, and all of that was like really good. But then when I hit 8th grade, out of nowhere, my brain just went, these machines can make you lose hands and arms and for the rest of your life. And now you're terrified of them. So then all my grades in that class just like dropped because I couldn't even use the buffer, which all it does is like buff and polish the plexiglass we were using. And it's just like, after that, my fear of rides just skyrocketed because I was like, I can die. It was a big shift.
Yeah.
I used to love rides when I was younger. I'd ride like everything, like the Scrambler, dude. Scrambler was my life.
Oh, I do love me a good scrambler.
Scrambler was a great date ride because it like mushes you up against the person that sits next to you.
I never
Yeah,
went
it
on
shoves
a.
you into them so you break their hip.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
I
man.
constantly hurt my arm on that ride.
Yeah, you'd always crush against the person you were riding with. That's why I was joking. It's not a great date ride. You'd always just crush the person you're next to.
I wish I had gone on a date to a theme park before. That sounds like a really good time.
I am glad I have never done such things.
I was going to when I was in high school because there was a carnival right next to my house. But right as I was about to, every single summer is when the person I was dating for most of high school would like break up like in the spring and then we'd get back together in the fall.
Yeah.
So we were just never dating during carnival time. So whenever I go to the carnival, it'd be me hiding from them knowing that they'd be down there. And one time they were there and the way they were kind of just an ass. There was one point where we were both there and she was like, fine, we'll just go on a date with this, I guess, even though we're not dating anymore. Then we just started dating again from it. And I was just very confused being a young person because I was like, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that we're shifting into the era of no more going to carnivals or theme parks for dates.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. It's also movies. Movie theaters might be dying soon, so it might just be Netflix dates.
That one I'm gonna be bummed about.
I mean, most of the dates I've been on were dinner dates.
Yeah.
It's true. I think most of my dates have been at that person's house or movies. Just because from the town I was at, there wasn't much to do, so I was mostly going over and like hanging out with the people at their house. When I was younger, at least.
I think the only date I've ever actually like taken another person out to like an event, like while we were in just the initial dating stage, was a Civil War reenactment.
Wow, Wyatt, you are the
Man.
epitome of romance.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, that I'm not even joking. I'd love if somebody invited me to one of those things.
I had a great time. It was a weird Civil War reenactment though because they chose a Southern victory
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
in New York.
That's
Yeah.
awkward.
Gotta give everybody a little bit of something.
We-
need that
we-
southern tourism.
We do have those people here, so no.
Yeah. Those people.
Like they don't know who they are. You're like, we're already on
Horrible
conservative.
experience.
You're right.
Look,
The
I had like
pedophiles.
gum in
call
my mouth.
neighbors by their names.
You had gum in your mouth.
I had gum in my mouth, juicy fruit, I think it was.
And
there was no
you're
trash
off the
cans.
friends list.
And there was no trash cans because we were at a Civil War reenactment. So I just like, all right, guess I'll just keep it in my mouth. And then like we were
The
given
mistake
these
was
cinnamon
putting
buns to
juicy
eat,
fruit in
and
there
I
in
was
the
like,
first
well,
place.
I'll just like shove the juicy fruit up into like the gum line and keep it there while I'm eating this. And fun fact,
Yeah.
juicy fruit
Yeah. Huh?
and the sugar and cinnamon crystals on cinnamon buns react chemically. Specifically, the sugar and cinnamon crystals destabilize juicy fruit and turn it into a vile, putrid liquid.
Outstanding. I'm so proud of you.
I have to eat my gum line for like 10 minutes after I eat the cinnamon bun, and then I just like get this horrible taste in my mouth, and I just start spitting out this black-yellow liquid onto the ground.
Oh, that's awful.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy.
that Wyatt suffered.
Oh,
It was an awkward date, to be sure.
Yeah.
the worst date I ever had in high school was with the same person that I was talking about before, the one that I dated on and off. That was just awful. Um, but there was one point where her and her mother were going to take me to go with them to a park, like a theme park.
I'm sorry. I just got a fertility idol from a beehive.
Yeah, you gotta fuck them
You
bees.
get buzzy.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
bees are not the epitome of fertility, Eli.
All right. I mean, Peter already proved me wrong by saying buzzy. So
Yeah, no, it's busy.
buzzy. Yeah.
Um, so anyways, worst date was I walked to like the waterfall in my town because that's where everyone would meet each other because it's like the biggest spot in town. There's a big waterfall in the middle of our town. So I went down there, and this was one of the random points where she'd just be angry with me for no reason, just kind of like
Nice.
grumpy.
Love that.
And she just like went over, looked at me, and she's like, I don't think I want to take you to the theme park anymore. And I was just like, oh, okay. I was bummed because I was like excited to go. And she's like, yeah, I just don't really think I'd have fun with you there. And then her mom just turned around in the car, was like, I'm so sorry that she acts like this. So nice to me
Yeah.
whenever she'd do shit like that. It was always so funny.
Jesus.
Because her mother was just like, yeah, she's just young and she's just, I don't know, she's got her stuff.
Just a jackass.
Yeah.
She was such a jack. Like years later, like back in 2015, she ended up like we talked for like in a half an hour one day, and she like just apologized for all the shit she did when she was younger. She's like, yeah, I was such a dick, and I was like, yeah, and it just made me feel better because it was like. We didn't become friends or anything like that afterwards, but like just hearing the apology, I was like, oh well, that makes me feel better for younger me, because like that was just like some shitty stuff to go through. Yeah, I think that was the worst date I ever had because I didn't even go to it. I had to call my brother. My brother was like the king of bullying me over stuff like that. He picked me up and he even felt bad. He was like, yeah, we'll just take you home, buddy. We'll go play a game or something like that. I think we went home and played StarCraft. That's what we did. That was one StarCraft, around the time StarCraft 2 came out, I think.
Yeah.
That girl that I took out to that Civil War reenactment,
Yeah.
she apparently was cursed to always have horrible dates. Because I
Oof.
found
But
out,
you spewing black liquid on the ground wasn't enough of a horrible date.
because I found out after we broke up, she dated this one kid that comes from like a super wealthy family, but they're super hyper religious.
Oof.
They're that type of Catholic that has a bunch of kids.
There's a thing to your right, Eli. There's a little thing up in that rock.
And the first date that this kid takes her on is to an anti-abortion rally.
Oh no.
They go and they sit outside of the Planned
God.
Parenthood and shout, and just we're shouting at people for hours.
Yeesh.
That is. Did she stay?
No, not for long after that.
Yeah.
No, I
probably.
mean, no. Did she stay
Oh,
for the
she was-
event?
Yeah, she was there for the whole event.
Oh
That-
no.
That's just stupid. I would have.
Poor girl.
I don't care what my ideology might have been when I was younger. If I went to something like that where people are just shouting crude things to another, I would not have been there. Like
Yeah.
that would just. That's
It was a
beyond
small
Christianity.
school too. I went to, we had like maybe 200 people in the high school, so
Yeah.
it was the talk of the school for weeks. And like all
Oh.
6 family members of that family were just constantly getting bullied about it.
Oh my
That's so-
lord.
I mean, they should. They
Yeah.
fucking deserve that. That's just disgusting behavior. People that do that just. I don't know. I guess their parents just didn't love them.
No, their parents taught them that. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Exactly. Their parents
those
loved them
kids
in a
specifically, and no
bad
other.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't. I don't approve that behavior. Treating other people poorly because of the decisions they're making doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
At least not in that regard. I think my best date when I was younger. I'd have to think about that. I think the best one I went on was just illegal, because well, I went to a
Fine.
well, it was a crime because I went to a state park at night. That was the crime. It wasn't
Uh,
actually like
Hardly a crime.
bad people crime. Yeah. Well, we went to like two parks at nighttime, and that was like it. But it was just fun because like you could see like the stars and the bats and stuff like that. My favorite day ever though has to be walking downtown Fredonia, listening to ABBA because I was so nervous and I didn't know what to say, so I just played ABBA music on my phone as I walked
no.
down to what was the Chinese food place down in
Arctic Bites.
yeah, I went to Arctic Base.
Uh,
Actually, I think it's Japanese food.
yeah, that's a lot more Japanese, Korean type.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That is my #1 favorite date. And not just because Katie's here. I'm not just saying that because it was it's actually my favorite date. Because it just had a little bit of everything. We went to the, like the prom dance thing. There was the good food, which I love Arctic Bike so much. There was the very awkward, nervous me. It was just a good date.
yeah.
I don't think me and Jamie ever went on actual dates.
Mm.
We hung out as friends a bunch and started dating.
Yeah, you guys. Well, your guys' dates were making stuff for D&D Club. Like your initial like bonding moments was spending like 18 hours like a day.
Katie
making
says it
D&D
wasn't
shit.
awkward.
Katie says it wasn't awkward. It was awkward for me when I did it. I felt so nervous.
Wow.
You know, I used to give Jamie a bunch of guff. I would make the jokes of how like I was her assistant and she was
Yes.
my boss in club, and I would make jokes about how like she was, what was it? It was like that classic secretary boss sexual harassment thing. I
Mm.
tease her about that. She gets so mad.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Mm.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
Like what? People are gonna believe that you, person who's literally a foot and 1 inch shorter than me, used your position of club authority power over me?
Mm.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Jamie and I first started becoming friends. It was literally just because like we just hung out at her house while she was doing copious amounts of homework. Like that was our friendship, was just her doing so much homework and just being so tired all the time. And then I remember when the spring came around, I think it wasn't really a less workload. She just kind of lost control of her life at that point. It was just like, I got all this D&D stuff to do because I took in this position and I have homework to do. So like when you started helping her out, I just remember her being very happy about that, just being able to have somebody like sit down and help her with all that stuff.
That's
It was
college
so
for
fun.
you.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Jamie's also one of those people that really likes to fill her plate really, really large.
Mm.
She hates free time. She hates relaxing.
Oh, I know. When COVID first started, I think was when she just I could tell she was just dying. She was just like like I saw her post the other day. I think it was yesterday, where she's like, I played the same board game 128 times this quarantine, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yikes.
Oh my god, do you remember that board game that Dom always tried to get us to play, the space one?
Yeah.
I feel like I think that'd be a perfect game to play during this. You could play it by yourself, just hang out in your house.
Yeah.
Katie's been doing a copious amount of math, yeah. She's doing some right now.
I knew
I
it.
mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter, you should hang out with my girlfriend and do math.
Okay.
I know she'd appreciate the friendship and the math.
Hmm. Especially the
If
math.
you're going to do math with anybody in this stream right now, who's it going to be?
I would say Katie, just because I trust her and she makes me feel
I
comfortable.
would. I wouldn't do math at all. Actually.
No, it's just a question. This is the theoretical,
No,
Eli.
somebody
Who would you
has
do?
a gun to your head, and you have to do math with one person in this stream.
You pissed off a wizard, and the wizard has cursed you to do math.
I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
with the wizard. Of course.
No, it has to be somebody in this chat.
Oh,
Can't
come
be
on. How do you know he's not in this chat?
Uncle
No,
Donut
just
is not
You
Eli-
don't know
wizard.
my magical skills.
Eli, just answer the question. Eli, just answer the theoretical,
No.
please.
It's my stream. I do what I want.
All right, Peter. I'm sorry. I know we tried to back.
You hate
I
everybody
know.
here.
I know we tried to back him into a corner so he'd admit to doing meth, and then we could just shut down. But it didn't work, Peter.
Damn.
Peter just wants our next date to be doing meth in his basement.
I mean, who wouldn't?
do meth in your basement? I'm sure a lot of people. Is that you propositioning me to do meth in your basement? It's just
You know what the most sexual term for a hot dog is? Glizzy.
Glizzy?
I love the glizzy economy.
The good God, I love that post that was him calling what was it? Thank you, Uncle Donut, for willing to do meth with us. I'd do meth with you too.
You should do. You should do meth with my girlfriend, Uncle Donut. I think she'd really keep you on the straight and narrow, because she's really good at handling herself when she does other things.
No,
like really,
she isn't.
really good at it.
She isn't.
She.
Katie's full shtick that she's always a mess.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't want to see her response when she hears you say that.
It's not gonna be happy, I can tell you that much.
I don't think she's heard it yet.
She will. What do you mean I'm not? I can handle myself.
she can handle herself very well.
Mm.
She definitely doesn't have to have people watch her so that she doesn't die.
As someone who has watched her so that she doesn't die, I can definitely
Don't
agree
fuck
with
with
that.
me. You were gone. You were gone.
Hmm?
That night, oh, I mean, that was a different night, yes. The night I thought you were talking about was the night where you were just like, I think it's time for us to leave. And Wyatt's just like, oh, okay. You just decided for 3 people it was time to leave.
Wait, what? It was time?
I don't remember what night this was. Was this Halloween
That was when
night?
we watched it. That was when we watched it.
Yeah.
We watched it, and Eli was hammered to the point where he was like, turn that down, please.
Yeah.
And then
Even
he
when you
stood
turn the
up-
TV off.
Yeah, and then you turned it off, and then he still went, that's too loud. And then there was nothing on, and we're like, Eli, it's off, and he went, okay. And then he looked at us, Eli just stood up, just put his hands on his lap like an old dad, stood up and went,
so drunk that night.
yeah, and
You were
Eli
like-
said, it's time for us to leave.
You were just shut down, useless drunk, not like messy all over the place. Just like
Yeah.
my whole body's about to collapse into a void.
And then he stepped, oh my god, Eli does his very, and the only way to call this is very gay walk when he's drunk too, where all of his balance goes to his hips entirely. And
They're good hips.
every time you'd get near the stones, your whole body would like cave. And we'd both be standing there going, oh my god, Eli, out of the stones. And our house was only like 5 feet away. And then you'd wobble back over and you'd be like, you wouldn't say anything. And then you walked into the house, went over and grabbed a tall glass of water and drank all of it. You just drank the whole cup, didn't say a thing, and then went upstairs.
That was the right move. That's what you should do.
Yeah, that also that same night, Katie, I learned Katie drinks water with 2 hands, and then she almost drowned herself 3 times.
You gotta get the water in you. That's the thing.
She had a coughing fit. She was dying for drinking water. I'm like, sweetheart, no, no. Like, don't die from water.
But it was a good movie.
It was a good
what
movie.
I remember of it was very good.
I also really liked the Trolls movie that night. That was a solidly good movie.
That was good. I remember that a lot more than I remember it.
I think that was a different night. I think we watched it the one night, and then we watched that really horrible horror movie that Wyatt showed us, which was the one with the people. The lady had aliens in her in the house? You remember when she'd open the chest and there was aliens that lived in her chest in the house?
That's it for now.
Or was that a different night?
I think that was a different night. I
That was
don't
a
remember
different night.
that movie at
We
all.
we only watched it and then one other movie I don't remember the first night. The second night's when we watched Trolls and then It too.
Hmm.
We watched it and then like a little bit of The Grudge.
That's right.
Ah,
That's right, because I didn't even know what the second movie was because I was not as drunk, but I was still not at a point of remembering.
And I remember thinking, like, while we were watching, it was like, man, this 90s Japanese horror movie stood up a lot better when I was 10.
Wait, no, I thought we started watching some of
Where would you like me to take you?
maybe it was Grudge. I thought we were watching some of the
My sanctuary.
Yes, Noble.
Boy 2, Electric Boogaloo?
no, it was the Japanese movie that came out recently that was supposed to be really, really good, but a bunch of people were like, it's not in English. Boo."
Parasite?
Yes, I thought we
We
started
wa-
watching.
me and Emily watched Parasite on our own.
That's right, because I watched like 5 minutes of it with you guys when I left or something like that. Like I came over that day.
I better go.
And that is a great movie.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
It deserved all the rewards it got and more.
I still have not
Is that
seen
what we
it.
watched? Did we watch The Boy 2? Isn't that's what we watched? We didn't watch The Grudge, we watched The Boy 2.
We watched a little bit of The Grudge.
Yeah, and then we watched The Boy 2. That's what we watched through in full. And then Eli was like, time for us to go.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
right,
sad.
because The Boy 2 was so bad. It was so
It was.
stupid and
They
dumb.
changed the
Oh,
plot. They made him
that's
actually a
right.
spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made him not a crazy boy in the wall, and they made him a devil in
Yeah.
a doll.
It was really sad. And also, I was also really sad because Emily didn't get to watch that with us after watching The Boy with us originally.
Hmm.
I mean, also Erica and Izzy weren't there, but I don't even know. I haven't heard from Erica in like a year now. Did she visit you guys at all while you were living at Fred, or?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, she left a couple of the chats that we were in, and then just never came back.
Yeah.
I think I left the Fredonia chat.
People advance through life.
It's true.
Where would you like me?
Can't sit out here getting stuck talking to our lame asses all the time.
Speak for yourself.
You know what, Beta? You know what, Beta? You know what, Beta?
You know what?
I'm still in the Fredonia boys chat. Huh.
That's what? I don't like your attitude.
Well, maybe you should fix that.
Maybe you should like my attitude.
Maybe I'll fix you.
It's,
Yeah, go ahead and try. You can't take this trauma.
It's not the most ethical move in the world, but in a pinch you can hand off a cursed object to basically any baby.
Not wrong.
And that's your tiefling backstory.
Oh, the baby has to be willing and consenting to taking it.
Look, if it's shiny, you know the baby consents. If it's a shiny object,
yeah, you're
it's
not
going to
wrong.
work.
But on that same pivot, you just give it to a raven.
It's true.
No, too high of a chance of it being a familiar. It'll know what's going on.
Can't risk it. Can't risk
Yeah.
it.
So this is it.
Yep.
I'm so happy, Clem.
Me too, Crystal.
It's going to be great, isn't it?
Super great.
We're going to be so powerful, aren't we?
More powerful than you can imagine.
I can't
It's the
wait.
B movie again now.
The sunset's
You want to watch the
beautiful,
B
isn't
movie
it?
again?
It will be
Yeah, I'm just
more
looking at
beautiful
memes from it.
afterwards.
Okay.
When we've done what we're going to do.
I think I have a
Yes.
GIF saved somewhere that's the
Finish the
entire B
project.
movie. Compressed.
GIF
People
is?
down there look
Yeah,
like
it's a GIF,
ants,
and
don't
it's
they?
compressed
They
so
are ants,
heavily
Crystal.
that you can watch the entire B
Cool,
movie on a GIF that I
little
can send on
ants.
like any platform.
Clem,
Yeah.
It's not their
That's
fault.
terrible.
Still, gonna be sorry.
Yes, that's
You
true.
wanna watch B
We will
movie?
all be
How do you even
sorry.
compress it that much? That's terrifying.
Hey, is that Nils down there with Chloe?
It's just very
Oh,
small.
that's weird.
Oh man. I've got to tell Elka.
It's very.
What's the point?
I
Want a
guess
hot
soon
dog,
there
want a
won't be much
glizzy,
point
dude.
to
That
any of
glizzy
this, will
glop.
there?
Nobody
Not
calls
when
it a
we finish-
glizzy.
Project.
A lot of people call it a glizzy.
What are we talking about,
Hear
Glizzies?
about Elton and Milka?
Exactly. No one calls it that.
That's what you think.
I'm
If
talking
Eli
about
doesn't know it's called that,
We
then
talk-
it's not called that.
we're talking about Glizzy gulpin',
We're talking about the big old glizzy goat, the throat goat.
the throat goat. Yeah, the Glizzy gulper.
Yeah.
The glizzy gobbler.
Cobbler,
The glizzy gobbler.
the Glizzy cobbler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Word glizzy.
we're just trying to fit Glizzy in as much as we can.
He just grabs a hot dog and then it has someone speak over top of him speaking, saying
Glaz
glizzy.
glizzy glopper.
Just try to fit as many hot dogs in as he can.
Squidward loves canned coochie. Coochie. SpongeBob.
I could really go for a Glizzy right now.
Yeah.
You know, Chloe,
Really gulp on
for
some
chicks
You know what?
Glizzy.
I
You know,
can't see
a good old
because she's
sloppy
always
glizzy.
wearing a helmet. You're crazy.
You got it.
But you are the girl model of whatever it is you are, right? Affirmative.
Your buddy made hot dogs the other
That's
day.
totally close enough.
Tasty.
Man, what smells like butt? Oh,
Who made hot
hey,
dogs?
Nels.
Also, where'd you go? Come back here.
How about you and your
Zona,
butt and its
your
odor?
friend's
Take a
crazy.
hike before
Your
I
friend-
kill
He
No
called
one
them
in, like,
Glizzies.
contemporary life calls them that. It has insanity.
They're called glizzies, dude.
Good glizzy.
I, they're Glizzies. Mhm.
You know what? I want a sloppy glizzy.
Hey, I can levitate.
That sounds
That's
really good.
because the
Actually.
4-pound kid.
Hey, check it out. I'm halfway done with the scavenger hunt.
Well then, here's the first half of your reward.
Seriously, I could go for some like beans, some chili, some bread.
You know, I'm gonna go look in my fridge because I've just been starving.
All right.
And
Yeah.
talking about glizzies makes me maybe want to make that kielbasa that's just been sitting in my fridge for like a month.
Fair.
I'm gonna go see if it's actually still good.
Sounds good. Let me see. How are we doing on time? Got 20 minutes left.
You know what that means?
Glizzy time.
Damn right it does.
I've been so zoned out, not paying attention to how far you've been playing into this game right now. Eli. How far are you? How are you looking?
I got levitation. I need to go back to my dream world. I've just mostly been going around the campground, getting the collectibles and stuff, and getting up real high rank, so that I can be OP in the future levels.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Honestly, I feel like you're gonna beat this game in like 2 parts.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I don't know about 2 parts. The
3 max.
the island takes some time.
I guess.
There's a lot of like offshooting you gotta do for like the puzzle pieces and everything. So
Yeah, but you've done it once before.
yeah, I mean it'll definitely be less than the 20-hour run I did, but I think it'll. I mean, we'll probably finish it by the end of this week schedule, Tuesday-ish.
Gotta start lining up for what's next.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to do Chibi Robo next, but I don't know if how well that will do, but I don't know.
GP Robo's so good.
It is so good. I love it so much.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
It's a cute little 3D Japanese cleaning up game.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Robot,
Okay.
do your little robot things.
Doing little robot things, being a little boy. I don't know. We can probably dedicate a few days to that, but I think after we finish this week, we can start a Hades run.
Ooh.
Because I mean, I just like Hades, but I think that'll also probably do good.
Let's go to Ford's, my sanctuary.
Yes, noble Psycho Master.
I gotta figure out how to get the different the different parts of today's streams together to upload them to the YouTube channel. Because I don't have a video editor. This is the wrong place to be. Because I know there's the YouTube video editor, but I don't know if you can combine videos with it.
I didn't hear what you said. I zoned out.
I wasn't here.
What are we talking about?
Peter, listen.
You going to bed, Uncle Donut? Thanks.
Good night, Uncle
Donut
Donut.
is
Good
so-
night.
Hopefully
Goodbye,
we'll see you
Uncle
here again,
Donut.
man.
Yeah,
If you don't come back,
Peace.
we know your address.
we don't. I don't even
Yeah.
know my own.
He lives in Uncle Donut lives in Buffalo, so
It's not true.
bad.
I mean, I don't.
Until we know more.
Stop. I was just talking about.
Hold on to the heavy.
I was just talking about how I was gonna get the different cuts of today's. get the different cuts of today's streams into one video for the YouTube upload.
Oh yeah. We gotta do some clips. We gotta do clips.
Oh, clips too. Yeah, that would be nice. But I meant because we had to cut up so many different times just because of how many times the stream cut out from lag stuff.
Oh yeah.
I promise you we won't tell anyone else your address, Donut.
I was gonna make taquitos, but I realized my taco sauce has been out for a couple of days, so I just put it in the freezer to cool it. So I'm
Nice.
waiting for it to cool.
Yeah.
I don't want cold, warm sauce. It's horrid. Yeah, smack that ham. Smack that ham. Alright, you can smack it very well.
Why are you screaming? All right, I remember.
If I just hide,
Yeah?
enemies won't be able to find me. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, of course.
Good boy, there's that.
Peter, you're
I've
hiding.
been stabbed.
Here's a tissue. Now, don't you feel?
What are you playing,
better,
Peter?
my dear
I'm
lad?
playing Mountain Blade.
I don't know what that is.
Right here.
I just
Number
bought
one or
Vampire
two?
today.
We'll just drop it
You
in
saw
the
vampires today?
No, I
Don't
bought
you
Vampire
sell it
today.
fools
Oh,
for
the game
6 hours.
Vampire.
Which one?
Yeah, Peter told me it was good. The one with the Y in it.
Ah,
I
That's-
did not
that's
say
pretty
it was
good.
good. I said the exact opposite, in fact.
Did you
The-
get Vampire the Masquerade? Vampire the British
No,
guy?
Vampire with the Y in it.
The
It's just
British
Vampire.
is he British?
Brit-
Thought he was
Yes,
German,
it
but
is
whatever.
London.
I thought
Dr.
it-
Jonathan Reed?
yeah.
Yeah, the one that Eli played for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
got
I
it
guess that
'cause
is
it was-
British.
It was literally
He's
10
in England from a British family.
I
was
know.
literally-
I
was
thought
literally-
the Black Plague was in America originally.
No,
It's
it
not
was,
the Black Plague, it's the Spanish flu.
Oh yeah.
it was
Same
literally
thing.
$10,
My
so
goodness.
I bought it. It was $10.
Understandable.
I was like, why not?
I think after this boss we can probably call it.
Oh, what's wrong? Eli ending the stream. Break your feelings.
Yeah, I think it's because Donut called her crazy.
Oh, rude donut.
Nah, Donut's right, though.
We did talk about her doing meth constantly.
We did. She's like, he's probably like, whoa, she's intense.
Or the fact that she said good morning at 12 a.m.
This guy's trying to use the explosive kid's brain to make a super tank.
Yes.
That's brilliant. Why wouldn't he let him?
I don't know.
Oh, he did. He did it already. He succeeded.
No, this is just in his mind.
Oh, his theory. This is the schematics. Oh, this is really cool because this is like a physical schematics.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like this.
Ouch.
Oh, you gonna attack him, or are you just gonna fucking run?
I forgot the key to this. Well, my laser doesn't work on him, so I gotta... Ouch.
Man, I am so smart. Soft gelatinous underbelly? Here I come. Ah! Target lock! Gotta hide behind something.
Think you're gonna beat this boss first try?
Yes.
Positive?
Such confidence.
Yeah. The stupid tank rears up, shows you its weak spot.
Oh, look, man. It's gotta at some point.
Pretty sure most Germans do that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, most Germans are like the Oliphant, the impenetrable tank, unless you go through the
They just
top.
bend over and they're like, oh no, don't hit my G-spot. Ha ha ha.
Like Schweinhund. Yeah. Oh, don't put arsenic on your Schwanger. Arsenic?
Arsenic?
Yeah, it's a good lubricant.
Ouch.
Because it heals you and then your ass just goes...
Hey,
Yeah, I don't know. It's too late.
That's alright.
3 a.m. end of the stream.
We're almost
I only
done.
got to arsenic assholes at the very end.
Arsenic.
Ah,
Yeah, that's true. You lasted a good while before you got there.
I guess. Next time I'll make sure I get to it right at the beginning so we don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Go
Well,
get the ammo.
at least
Brain
we...
ammo.
At least now we know what Katie's into.
Coke?
True.
Or arsenic asshole?
Both.
I don't think she's into arsenic
Coke,
asshole.
not the arsenic asshole.
Yeah.
Oh,
We all
but
know
yeah.
why you're really saying it, though. To please your partner. I'm going to scream. I won't stop you, Katie. Scream all you want.
If you're going to scream, do it in chat so we can get the satisfaction.
Yes.
Just to be a simp on chat again, I think the best part about realizing that Katie was the person I want to date was just because she was so easy to be bullied when I bring her over to our house. Like
Well.
Eli and Chris would you guys were just enjoyed bullying her so much.
So
I
what
don't know
you're
what
saying
that
is you
says.
enjoy abuse.
Yeah.
Huh? What'd you say?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Huh?
I didn't actually hear you.
Nothing. Oh my god. Wow, would you look at that tank? Wow, such gameplay. Much good.
Give the kid his brain back.
Do you have to, like, just slap a UFO now?
Yeah. I don't
Here, I
remember.
came to reach you.
Confusion. Grenade.
Don't remember what the actual idea to do here is.
Shoot him. You already heard him.
I can't shoot him
Why?
because he's too strong.
He's stronger than a gun?
He's stronger than a gun.
What is he, Superman?
See? Just bounces off.
So how do you hurt him then?
And slap him. So as we all know, hands, catching these hands
Brain
is
fire.
way more than a gun.
Yes, brain fire, because it's a brain, so brain fire should hurt it,
Yes.
right?
Of course.
I think you gotta get him to jump into the confusion grenade.
Oh no, I
Can
gotta
you
punch him.
telekinesis him?
I just punch him.
I
That's
told you
it.
they just had to make him catch these hands.
Okay.
You thought I was
Yeah,
joking.
but you gotta be careful of the laser though, because you're tanking it like a bitch.
Look, man. Lasers are cool.
Hey, didn't you say you were gonna beat this first try?
Uh, yeah. Yeah, I'm still
you
trying.
failed it. Immediately took a shot right off the bat, Eli. Eli!
Huh.
Eli! Stop it!
What's wrong?
You're failing.
I'm not.
You're not even jumping. Just jump over the laser, Eli. You play Dark Souls.
Yeah, use your iframes, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, Eli.
Take the Elder Soul, relight the fire, continue the age of man. This guy out here who wants to bring in the age of whatever. I don't know. What
The
was
age
other
of
thing,
whatever?
Kev? What was
The
the
age of humans actually getting shit done. Yeah, I don't link the fires, so what? Don't
Yeah.
have to.
What the heck? Teeth
Is
face?
this a nightmare? Or a plan?
Yeah, that's her new face that she makes.
Wait a minute.
What you're good at.
It's just that-
Understandable.
Rasputin, I'm sorry. I had to
Oh,
interrupt
no,
the
it's
experiment.
you.
One
No,
of
it's
the
you.
unbelievable
Katie.
things has come up and I must leave immediately.
I know. You'll never
The
believe
assumption here being that
In a rush.
normal people
Official
don't have
Psychonauts
teeth.
business.
So is this.
Yeah.
Official Psychonaut, eh? You forgot your.
I feel like he just was jacking off up there, realized he didn't have a napkin with him, and had to leave. He's like, I have to. Important psycho business.
Hey, that white robe.
But yeah.
No, it's from Oleander's mind. I
That's
think
the
I was in
night.
the coach's dream
That's
that whole
how
Why
it
is he
is.
in your ear?
Ever since I stepped through the static
Uh,
of the
He's
cave,
everywhere.
I
Hmm.
knew I wasn't obsessed with
He just, yeah, he can be everywhere at once, I told you.
Stealing psychic brains to arm a fleet of deadly tanks, apparently.
I've got to tell
Do you
Lily.
get him his crystal
She's waiting
back at
for
the
me
end of the
down by
game?
boathouse.
Down by the
Shoved into his brain.
He shoved the crystal into his brain, yeah.
Dice it up, turn it into a powder, you know.
You
Get
need to have
something.
Schrodinger's brain.
Alright. Well, we got pretty far. Did a total of 3 hours. Well,
Yeah, and you know what? No crashes.
yeah, for the last 2 hours.
Yeah. You know what game is
Fine.
guaranteed to not crash ever for
Yeah.
any reason?
Detective Frog?
Damn
Well,
right.
detective, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know
what
another game you could play?
Frog is.
I gotta say this just because Katie wants me to, and she's not paying me. She's threatening me. Terraria.
Terraria? Leg of Leg?
League of Leg.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it's 3.
Yeah, it do be
Hey,
3.
No, I'm all done. I'm all done.
Yeah.
Don't let Katie manipulate you guys.
Yeah.
I'll take it all for you guys, so you don't have to take any of her massive mind manipulation. She's powerful. Good afternoon. Get the fuck out of here. I blocked the word afternoon.
You should.
I'm gonna finish this bag of Doritos and pass out.
Alright. Sounds good. I think that's it for the stream, guys. So, good night. Hope you had fun.
Act.
You know, most of you will probably be seeing this later, but, you know. Whatever time it
We
is that you watch
apologize
this.
for everything that
Do you know how many
I,
views the
Wyatt,
VODs
and
have?
Peter said, but nothing that Eli said.
The ones that mention League of Legends a lot. Yeah.
I'm like, I see Fallout New Vegas on the games list, and it only has 97 viewers.
Hmm.
That is like the least of any of the ones I've seen.
Yeah, we actually had 1/5 of the Fallout New Vegas viewers when we were streaming Fallout New Vegas.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. That's awesome.
I guess the game is super old now, and
Yeah.
everyone's played through it a million times.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight
But it
has
still
low
has a really strong following. So,
numbers. Oh yeah, people that play it love it.
Hmm.
Love it. In a
Yeah.
lot of people's minds, it was the first of its kind because it was the first like style of that Obsidian did for the game. Like they did the different kind of style for Fallout, the first two Fallouts, and then Bethesda had it for 3. So
Hmm. Yeah.
there's more viewers of the SpongeBob SquarePants game than there is of Fallout.
Rehydrated? Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
rehydrated. All right. We should say goodnight.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody, and remember, don't do crack, don't do cocaine, and don't do meth.
And remember
Do
to
all the drugs you want.
Goodbye.
remember to
War on
take
drugs was
clips
fun.
of everything and share them everywhere. Annoy everyone. Okay, I'm sorry. Good night. See you tomorrow.